Right.
And welcome back to Across the Street.
Welcome back, guys.
We got some guest stars today.
Today we have my two closest friends, amongst my closest friends, Miss Elizabeth, and we have Shane coming back, I guess, for some reason.
Yeah. I know, what a disappointment.
I know, he's wearing the same shirt and everything.
Yeah, what
I
a
don't
weirdo.
change. I'm one of those people. I have five pairs of the exact same thing.
Of course, I am the host, Nihaal.
And I'm the other host, Daniel.
Yes, sir.
And once again, this is Across the Street. We're back.
And I'm the token girl.
Yeah,
She's our clickbait.
We only brought her for clickbait. So if you guys click the video, mission success.
Facts.
And then everyone clicks.
All right, now let's pull up your...
I'm like, we need to wear like something a bit more revealing, like a little crop top with some cleavage to show. If anything, I'm the only
No
one
one
showing
warned
off the
me.
cleavage right now.
No one warned me.
That's okay.
You did warn me. You did tell me.
I did.
everything.
So it's okay. I'm pretty sure guys are desperate enough to just click a video if she's
pretty, they'll click.
That's it.
There's a very specific demographic of men who are desperate enough to click on a fully clothed.
Okay,
Well,
so
it's
show
YouTube,
your
so.
feet.
That's,
She charges.
That's for Patreon.
that's
for
on the Patreon.
We're on Spotify now, so you guys can't really get visuals, so you have to describe your feet.
They're beautiful. Actually, Shane, why don't you describe my feet?
I've never wanted to put a foot in my mouth before, but ever since I saw that foot, I just might have a foot fetish. That's how beautiful her feet are.
I have nice feet, guys. So head on over to the Patreon.
Soon.
See you there.
It'll be up soon, guys.
We always
Don't
talk
worry.
about it, but first let's get 100 subscribers first.
Yeah.
All right, so
Index toe is a lot longer than your big toe.
It is. It's actually prehensile as well. I can
I
grab
think this
it.
episode's gonna turn into a toe
Wow.
finish episode.
Facts.
Whoa, yo, that's like he's got a spread.
They're like fingers.
How yo what the hell's up when you what?
Yeah.
Are you like,
Daniel,
were you
you've
like a
seen my
monkey in
toes.
another life?
Yeah,
or
but like
something?
I never seen them do that.
Okay.
Like
I like to
give me some
pick
toe
things
action
up,
in here.
like especially laundry. If I'm picking it up around the house, I just
Okay, but who hasn't picked up laundry with their feet?
I have very special toes for that purpose.
Oh, my bad.
So
You hear
head
that?
on over to the Patreon so you can see what we're talking about.
All right, but what's it called? I think we should explain, like, because we already last episode explained how I know Shane. How do we know each other?
She just walked into my house today. I have no idea who this girl is.
Oh yeah.
We called the number on the back of a newspaper. And
That's
she
true.
showed
She
up.
showed up.
And I was free today.
But
I thought it was
yeah,
time and a half.
I think we go back. I think like 4 years now, 5 years.
Only?
Yeah, I think like 2017 or like it was at the time when you guys were going to the bar with like
To
our other friends.
Madison.
Yes,
We were going to the Madison bar.
very nice bar in Toronto. Not nice, but like very.
It's where you end up.
If you're a college student and you want to go somewhere, it's probably the spot.
Mm-hmm. I think that is how we met. We were on the way to the Madison.
Yo, okay, I have a good story about that then. You wanna know what my first impression of Liz was? So, Liz comes, I don't know who she is, and we're all getting into the car to go to the bar. And I'm sitting shotgun.
Was it shared Uber or?
No, we drove down.
So
So you guys knew each other before that?
No, this was... No, we didn't know each other before that. What do you mean? Like
How'd you guys
we
meet?
met, literally I met Liz at, right
on
before...
the way to the Madison.
Yeah, right before we went to a bar
okay,
that same
sorry,
day.
sorry.
But, so we were in Andy's car.
We were.
And I'm sitting shotgun beside Andy because like we came together, and Liz literally comes up
As usual.
as usual. But
We
what's it
both
called?
kind of laughed at the same time. I
But-
saw her smile first and then I laughed.
But yeah, so we got there. I'm sitting in shotgun. We're about to go. Liz wants to sit shotgun. She comes up to me. This is how she goes. It's like, can I sit shotgun? I look at her. I'm like, no, not at all. She's like, I'll buy you a drink if I can sit shotgun. And my dumb ass said yes.
Did I?
You definitely did that.
And I'm assuming she never bought you that.
She never bought me that drink.
You know why I didn't buy you that drink?
Why?
It was free.
I never got a drink from you that night. I won't lie.
No, not for me. No. The Madison was providing free drinks, so I felt like I was off the hook. Or I must have. I don't
They were
know.
providing free drinks.
Yeah, don't you remember? You would go in at a certain time. I don't know if they still do this. We're dating ourselves here, but you would go in at a certain time, and they would give you a little tile, and then you'd trade that tile in for either a beer or a mixed drink.
Oh yeah. You're right. I remember that now.
And now I actually do not remember assaulting you like that. My memory of that night doesn't seem to exist because I don't remember.
I remember a lot of things from that night, but not. There's two things. There's some things I'm not saying on the pod for that. I'll tell you later.
Well, that's fair. Yeah, do tell me later.
Daniel and
We'll
assault.
connect. But
Patreon.
I don't remember that night. I do remember seeing you at least weekly ever since then.
Yeah. Well, till you disappeared, then came back.
I did disappear for a time and then I came back. You're right. That was the breakup.
The breakup. Ah.
And then I came back, and then I think we started going to the Madison.
And then we just started. Yeah. I think we all literally just hung out because when you came back, I was in a relationship at the time.
Yes.
So you were just you were literally just like, since we were all going out as a group together, you were just literally coming along more and more and more.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and then that just became the group.
Yeah. And then Liz over here was my personal support group, so we got even closer after I broke up with my relationship at the time. So.
Yeah, we got real close after that one.
Which one?
No, we're not. No. We're not name dropping.
This is very prior to your resurgence in my life. We went to elementary school together, but he was a year ahead of me, so I never ever talked to him. So
It wasn't cool.
Yeah, we
to
got
talk
some.
to
You got
the
some
younger
98s
kids.
in the house here.
It wasn't cool to
Oh,
talk to
she's
the
a
younger
98. I
kids.
forgot. I'm 98 too.
oh,
Fuck
Oh
you.
shit. Nice.
Youths.
how do I know you? I know you through Daniel,
Probably through Blue Mountain.
and then we do a trip annually, and Daniel invited our friend Nihaal. And actually, in my phone, I didn't know who he was. I just knew that he was coming to Blue Mountain.
Yeah.
So I saved your number as Nihaal Daniel's friend. And to this day, it's still Nihaal Daniel's friend.
Sounds about right.
So I have different names saved for speaking of that, like I know we're not getting to the topic yet, but fuck it. I think each of us have different names saved for each other. I have you saved as like. No, I think I just have you as Shane.
Yeah, I have you as just as Daniel.
I have you as Liz, but it's a hedgehog, and then the Latin dancing woman. I have you as that.
Oh,
I don't
so
put
glad.
emojis for
Yeah.
people.
And then I think you're just Nihaal, but I have a really funny photo of you as your icon. I have a funny photo of you too. You're like holding balloons up at a club,
Do you remember this?
I've been to a club?
or not a club, but it's probably like a lounge or something.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're like holding up balloons.
I have the
monster emoji for you.
I find for you, I put the picture of you doing my calculus homework.
Oh, yo,
Sitting
I don't know why
behind
you
me.
had me doing your calculus.
Yeah, it
homework.
wasn't gonna help my grade. But
Yeah, at all. Like,
Yeah, we are going into tangents. What is the topic for today?
well, I think to segue from Liz's thing about like being in a relationship earlier, we're gonna be talking about our ideal type of partners. So what we look for in a long-term partner, what we even just look for honestly on a first date, like just trying to see what physical, mental, and personality, all those attributes of what goes into somebody.
Yeah, I guess we can compare those to the social norm as compared to our own individual taste.
Yeah, because there's always a social norm comparative, and then at the end of the day, it's like, yo, what the fuck do I actually want?
All our exes are gonna love this podcast.
Oh, I'm coming for all of you. I'm coming for all of you.
Oh, I just got the weirdest nervous feeling. Next time we're not name dropping.
Oh yeah, we're not name dropping.
We're gonna be.
They'll know who they are.
But yeah, y'all know who you fucking.
If you guys are already watching, that means
Well,
you
the
still
fat,
have some kind
the
of
fat
interest.
bitch that XYZ, she'll know who she is.
Okay, I'm personally gonna do my level best not to talk poorly or misrepresent anyone that I've been with in the past.
As long as you're speaking for yourself.
You don't need to be respectful, Liz. This is the Across the Street podcast,
Facts.
not the politically correct.
Yeah, fuck it, I guess. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Name drop.
But yeah, I guess to kind of get us like we're looking for it. How do you know this somebody fits like a template for your ideal partner? I guess to start that off.
Okay, first off, I think the template might have been different back when we were dating that person, so when we were 18, 19,
Yeah,
versus right now.
Yeah,
That's
I-
two completely different templates.
but also to live in the present, it's like your most updated template is going to be after everything to right now.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's going to be in the future. And if you're with somebody, it'll constantly be updating anyways.
Yeah.
Do you feel like for you guys it's gotten more choosy or less so?
Oh, more choosy for
More
me.
choosy.
More choosy. I'm fucking picky.
Really?
Like how I like my food.
I think I'm the opposite. I used to be more picky, and now I've kind of like let
You were very
loose.
picky in high school.
Yeah, I think I've kind of been more open to
Yeah.
things now.
I'd like to think that I have more of an open mind now, but as I've gotten older, there's things that like you meet more people, so you pick up on things right away. Like this is a type of person that does this, and now I know I don't like that.
You're judgmental.
And you pick it up. No, but you pick it up right away. You get the vibe.
Yeah.
And I like to think that I'm somebody who's a good reader of people, or at least I'm getting better at it. I like to think so. So I feel like I've gotten choosier as I've gotten older, but at the same time, there's other things where I'm just like, fuck it. I was too picky about this one particular thing before. It doesn't matter now. So it's a little bit of both for me.
Fair. What about you, buddy? What do you?
You already know. I learned a huge lesson this past year, so I feel like I have more picky than I've ever been.
Honestly, if I'm gonna be the people at the table here, you're the most picky right now. You're the most picky.
Why do you say that?
I've just learned some lessons. I've discovered a lot about myself, my family, what I'm expected to be like, I guess. Past traditions, past traumas, everything. So
Nihaal right now with holy shit, the sign just fell.
There's a ghost.
Yeah, there is
Hey, you said you wanted a ghost encounter earlier.
Not like that.
I think this side might fall too.
Yo, maybe he or she heard you, and they're like, "Hey, well, I'm letting you
Exactly,
know
yeah,
that."
during
I
the
get some
podcast.
moving in.
What
I want
were
them
you
to
saying?
talk
But-
to me.
Yeah, don't worry. Top floor's free. You could go. Yeah,
But
no.
I was gonna say Nihaal, in terms of being picky right now, is like how I am with food.
I thought you eat anything and everything.
He doesn't eat anything.
Yo, do you not notice how when I get burgers, I don't get like a lot of vegetables. I don't get sauce in it. I don't get nothing. in
We
that
go to
shit.
All Star
pay that
and they
much
ask him
attention
blue
to
cheese
you,
or
to be
ranch,
honest.
and he picks blue cheese or ranch to give to me.
He always,
Yeah.
he always says he's gonna eat my dog, so I figured he just eats whatever.
Okay, but at least that's one thing. I'm not gonna tell you how. I'm not like
That's
fried.
more of a cultural thing.
Yeah.
How many dogs have you eaten?
How many dogs have I eaten?
Damn, there's actually a number.
No,
That's
I've never actually eaten
Okay.
a dog. I'm coming for Shane's first.
Yeah, I thought you were serious.
Liz next.
You're gonna die.
Oh.
Kill my dog, you'll die.
I'm not-
Oreo will probably.
I'll eat it alive then. You can't kill me if I do that.
I will kill you if you kill my dog.
How old's your dog?
She turns 1 year on January
Oh,
12th.
it's a baby. Don't be.
Oh, she's
Don't
got all
use
the
that.
baby fat. Little baby.
Your dog's
Stop encouraging him to eat my dog.
Your dog's kind of dumb.
He doesn't
My
need
dog
much
is not dumb.
encouragement.
Your dog's kind of dumb.
Smarter than you.
That's not saying much.
Fair enough.
Anyway.
But yeah, all right. I guess another thing I wanted to ask about, like an ideal, like the ideal partner thing. This is gonna be a little bit of a loaded question. How much of what you look for in an ideal partner now is PTSD from past relationships?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I would say I've had a good run of past relationships. I've never been with somebody unfaithful. I've never been with someone disrespectful. I've never been with somebody abusive.
What's that like?
It's it doesn't give me PTSD, that's for sure. Looking for
Must be
relationships now, it's not so much looking for trauma. It's like, this is the type of person that I envision myself to be. So what type of person complements that? And I feel like that gets me into trouble as well, because that's not who I am now. You know, I'm not looking for somebody who's gonna compliment me now. I'm looking for somebody who's gonna compliment the version of me that I'm working towards. And even though that might sound like a good thing, it gets me into trouble because the person that I end up dating might not necessarily be complementary to who I am right now.
I think more importantly, like, I don't want like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's hard to kind of take in where you're at now if you're so focused on where you want to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And finding somebody that can supplement both is going to be hard because they either help you now or you don't know if they're going to help you out later.
Yeah, because they're changing too.
Yeah.
You're changing, they're changing, and are you going to change together or is it going to make you grow apart? That is such an up in the air thing. You never know.
Right.
Scary.
Well, kind of more to like follow up on what Liz is saying. I feel like for me personally, I look for a base set of qualities that I can maybe identify as things that won't change over time, because I think that that's the kind of thing that there's a big, because as you say, we all change, we all grow. So you have, and then what I'm trying to say is you have to find someone who's okay with change and okay with openness to growing, and who's willing to help you grow. Like if someone you can tell is not nurturing and not caring, they most likely never will be.
That's fair.
They're not understanding from day one. I find like especially given like our age, we're in our 20s, like if someone's an understanding and willing to work with you person, they either are that already. If you're not that person already, my strong belief is that you never will be.
So it comes out, it's like a core values thing, basically.
Yeah, like so once the core values are there, you know, we always say in the wild, like adaptability to survive. So for me, sorry to jump ahead, but someone who's adaptable, who's very well adaptable, because life can change like that. You never know. Like I'm not a girl, obviously, but like you might be in a relationship, let's say, for example, you plan on not having kids, but if you get knocked up, what happens, right? That just can derail your life. And how you handle change as a person and how your partner handles change as a person will determine whether you guys have like a good parenting life. Not so much parenting, but a parenting life to raise a proper human being that's not going to be an asshole in the future.
That's true. Because that person also is going to be a role model and shit. Yeah. So that's fair. What about you, Woody?
Wait, what's the question?
I was gonna say like, what was the question? I kind of blanked out.
We're talking about like how much of what you look for in a person is due to PTSD.
No, yeah, PTSD, but no, when it comes to a growing thing, like that's why I said like the age matters, right? Because at 18, I thought I discovered myself at 18, like, you know, or by 20. By 20, I thought I was like, I knew everything. Nice, my phone just fell. By 20, I thought I knew what I was doing. Like I got my first corporate job at 20, and then I had my car and et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, okay, all you gotta do is like find a girlfriend and this, that, right? But then
that's the only missing thing.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
There was the longest time I used to feel that way too, where like the only thing missing in my life was
is a girlfriend. But at the same time, it's like from the 20, especially since the pandemic. Oh my god, I said pandemic. We're gonna get demonetized.
We're not gonna get demonetized. We're gonna get demonetized for so much other things.
I try avoiding that word, but whatever. I'm gonna say pandemic again. Please don't demonetize.
I'm probably gonna talk about a school shooting or something at some point during this podcast.
But yeah, after that, like I've changed so much, and I've discovered like, you know, it's what Shane said earlier. Like you gotta find a girl that complements your lifestyle. But the thing is, if you want to find a girl that complements your lifestyle, you gotta figure out what your lifestyle is first, right?
Good take.
Our lifestyle was so different. Like when I was 20. When I first got like my corporate paychecks, I'm like, yo, this is it. Now it's like, yo.
Have you really changed who you are? Do you think deep down, have you actually really changed who you are, given from like, say, like childhood until
I think a lot of the stuff that I do right now is to catch up from my childhood, because in my childhood I was a little bit more of a studious kid that didn't really like party, et cetera, et cetera. Now I'm like throwing a party every 2 weeks at my house, so it's like kind of like right now I'm trying to like relive my childhood kind of thing. So I don't know. Or like relive the stuff that I missed out in my childhood that I wanted to do, but I couldn't. So I don't know.
Yeah, isn't that a lot of your 20s is just aching for like that inner child?
Being a kid again?
Trying to fill in the gaps.
It's like I have money now, like a little bit of money now, so it's like I can go out and do things that I never could do when I was 16, 17, like that kind of thing.
Have we all had that existential crisis of like,
no facts. I mean, you literally saw it in my basement. All that Lego, that was all I My parents didn't buy me big Lego sets when I was a kid.
Yeah,
so
I'm
like,
true.
All of you have been in my room, bro. I got like posters in my room.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, our parents didn't buy us.
Wow,
I was such a book nerd. I spent so much time reading all of these books, and then now I'm buying children's books and reading Harry Potter because I never read Harry Potter as I try to catch up. Yeah.
There was that one child author who always used
Robert Munch?
Yeah.
Oh, banger. Yeah, what's he up to?
Trust me. I actually want to be an author when I grow up.
Oh yeah, I remember we talked about that last time.
Last podcast, yeah. I want to become an author. I have like my stories in the basement still, like a lot of the stories that I used to write.
I could see you doing that for sure.
You're
ever thought about being an erotic novelist?
I didn't even know what that was until like this year.
No way.
How'd you find out?
I found out through, I don't want to say who, but a person.
I thought he was gonna say me, and I'm like, there's no way I ever had that conversation with you.
No. It was through a person. No, I didn't realize. I mean, like I saw it like in the library. I always see like the aisle or whatever, but
he thought it was book porn.
Yeah, no. First time I read it, I was like, damn, these guys are crazy.
It is book porn.
It is,
but you know, he thought that was the term for it. You know.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I guess I think on my follow up question to that now, like it's now
question to erotic porn.
Those pages must be
not the book porn.
Okay,
those pages must be sticky.
Oh, library? Yeah. I wouldn't.
And stinky.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not a book that you borrow.
It's a musty book.
Ever or anybody. You never borrow it from somebody.
No, that's one of those where you go to the bookstore and you like buy it, but you're this in the bookstore.
That's how you can find out what they're kinky.
No face, mask on, ski mask.
It's exactly like Daniel's Playboy book.
I don't have a Playboy book. I have it online for free. Like.
Yeah, do people still buy porn? Do people still buy? I guess OnlyFans is a testament to.
We're a long way from like jerking off to magazines. Like.
Sears catalog.
You know what they're gonna buy?
What?
When we start the OnlyFeed account for Liz.
We only take 5%.
Should we do it?
I thought I was supposed to be the magic mic.
That's
my
different. We'll
gosh.
take 10% from
You
you.
can record me picking things up with me.
That's crazy. I think
Yo, the items that you pick up with your feet, you can then sell.
They're gonna get progressively bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
I swear I can do it. They're right there.
Now we put it in a jar and then we sell it.
We need to take you to the gym. We'll start like getting you like.
No.
Like,
What
toe
if they
training
want?
for strength?
What if they want it to like smell like feet? So we have to have her work her feet out and then pick stuff up with it, so it'll have a
dude,
smell to it.
You know, if we're going that way, there's a crazy market.
Yeah, I know.
No,
People
listen,
sell their
it's not-
bathwater.
Yeah,
He's got
bathwater,
a
and
business
also
proposal.
no, like the aroma of her feet after she does whatever, we put in a jar and then sell that. Like,
You think people would pay for that? I have
They
nice
do.
feet.
You have nice feet.
I do.
they do.
Include like a complimentary
Bathwater?
like
People
signed
can-
photo with like the smell, you know?
People definitely could get bricked up to your feet.
Yeah. I wish more people would acknowledge that.
Wear
But
socks.
you can't show your feet for free like that,
I
though.
do wear socks a lot, but exactly because it's not free content.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you heard it here. You never
All
find a
right,
picture.
let's get back on track.
Now, podcast episode is now. Is Liz's feet gonna go on sale?
But like several people have commented that I could make money off of my feet, and I don't know why I haven't. Like here I am struggling out here with a 9 to
Use what
5.
God gave you, girl.
I should. This is a very. I'm realizing some things in this podcast.
That's it. This is like Liz is gonna be a millionaire in 5 years.
We're gonna use Liz
5
and but
years,
make her a millionaire to
2
do it.
years.
You know.
2
I'm
years.
so excited.
Like swindle all her money as
That's it.
her feet manager. So she's gonna steal all
Well,
her
if you
Feet
tell
money.
me that
manager.
off the bat, then it's not gonna happen.
But yeah, okay. Let's get back on track once again. But I was.
track.
Huh?
I thought that was on track.
I don't think so.
So on track. So your
I was
ideal
gonna-
girl has beautiful feet.
I'm not. I won't lie. I wouldn't be looking at the feet.
Could I ask though, how much? Like, let's say you beautiful, small, petite, well-proportioned Asian woman or something.
So you're just
whatever
listing
you're
my type.
into. K-pop dancer, singer.
Oh God, you're
And
speaking to my heart.
Your
She's
K-pop.
Are they kind of flat?
she's a stunner and she's voluptuous.
There's
She's
a
the
few there.
whole package. Her feet are gnarly.
Okay, well, before you get to the feet part, if they were all that, would they really be interested in Daniel?
Yes.
Oh, wow, okay, well, shit, they're interested in Daniel.
So
So this
you-
is purely hypothetical.
Liz has my back. Fuck you guys.
they're so in love with you and all they want is to be with you, but they love wearing open toe things and their feet are gnarly.
Like they look bad or they also smell bad.
They look bad, they're calloused, they're ashy, they have like those toenails that you know when some people bite their nails and they have like no nails left, so they have those. One of their toenails is black and there's fungus going on and they look chafed and chapped and band-aids and y'all.
But everything else is well kept.
everything else is perfect.
What if that's like a kink for her or something?
But would that
Maybe
be
it
his
is.
ideal person, though, if she had that?
I'm
It
saying
wouldn't be
everything
ideal,
is-
but I think I could look past it for. I think I could.
And then when she
Don't look
rubs
at her
feet with you in bed, it
She
kinda
likes to rub her
hurts.
feet with me. No
It hurts.
shot. No shot.
Scrapes.
I don't like it when people rub their feet against me in general.
Hold on. Does it smell?
Yes.
I don't like it when
Wow.
people rub their feet against my feet in general.
Okay, fine. It doesn't
Fuck you,
smell.
bro.
She smells like a
She
summer's
smells
day.
good. I think that's the thing. I think
She smells good?
It's a smell thing.
But does she smell good enough that it drowns out the smell of her feet?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The feet smell good.
The feet, everything smells good.
Oh, then that's not a problem.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's not fine with me.
I'm
Just
not
wear
looking
socks.
at. I'm not looking at a girl's feet. There's plenty of other things of a girl to look at that's not her feet.
It's not fine with me.
Like I'm not gonna get bricked up from feet. I'm not that guy.
You're not gonna get bricked up because her feet look like that.
I'll be fine. I promise you, I'll be fine.
Men will fuck anything. Feet are such that you know what? I guess I have a foot fetish. Let's put it out there. I have a foot fetish because I will be turned off by someone's feet if they have nasty feet. You have nice feet.
I don't think I have nice feet.
You have boy feet, which
Okay.
means you keep them clean and you keep them trimmed, and that's fine. That's all you really need. They're also you gotta also be born with not fucked up feet, and your feet are decent.
I'll take it.
I cannot say the same for either of you. I haven't seen them.
Don't take off your socks now. Wait, like,
Show
it's
me
not the
your
time.
feet.
It's not the time.
I'm not doing this.
We're not doing this
I'm
now.
too
We'll do it for Patreon
I'm too
later.
insecure.
I've got gym feet, man.
Facts.
They're a little calloused. I cut my nails and stuff, and I have one of those scrubber buffer blocks that I.
Oh, yo, those
You
are so.
would.
Yo, those are
You
so cool. I
would.
love
Yeah,
those.
like I take care of my nails, I think, pretty decently. Like, few from the gym are a little.
Okay, so now, but to finally get to my question, what are attributes for an ideal partner that you look for? Like specific attributes. I think we'll start off with something like, let's go personality-wise. What do you look for in a personality for your ideal type? Why are you looking at me like that?
I need to think a little bit more, but I mean, honestly, just supportive, to be honest. Like anything that, like right now I have a couple things going on, you know, the whole like volleyball thing and all that stuff. So anything that kind of supports me. Like if she was watching my games from the side, if she was making food before the games for me, like a little sandwich or something.
You're saying women
That would
belong
be
in the
amazing.
kitchen? Is that what you're saying right now? I'm just kidding.
Everyone wants to be fed.
I'll also cook for her if she, and that's the other thing too.
Yo, you
If
should.
she
Don't
plays-
cook for her.
No. If she plays volleyball or if she plays any sport, I swear I'm gonna be that guy in the side, like driving her to games, like feeding her. I'll feed her in halftime, whatever. Like, I don't care.
Can you order food for her and not cook for her?
No, I know how to cook. I cooked well today. It was just my burger just got.
He was feeding many. He was feeding many with one burger. Like Jesus.
Exactly. Yeah. Facts. Yeah, you should have seen my burger too. It was crazy.
Just like Jesus.
Yeah, it's just crumpled.
Just like Jesus.
Yeah.
Acts of service is a big one. I feel like that's one that's kind of like overlooked for people.
Yeah.
I've definitely overlooked it.
Do you feel like you're the type to give that? Like, are you an acts of service person in terms of how you love someone?
Not necessarily. I'm definitely more of a, like, if we're going into love languages for it, I definitely get more quality time. I like to make time for somebody specifically. So whether it's like a date night or like we go away for a trip or even just the time together, it's like meaningful. That's what I would be to somebody, is somebody who gives quality time.
Okay.
But I wanted to ask you though, like, I feel like you're not all over the place, but you got many avenues.
In terms of my love languages?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like I wanted to know then, because of those many avenues, what do you look for in somebody with for a personality or like even love languages in that sense?
What I look for and what I end up with are two very different things.
Yeah, but what do you look for?
What I look for is somebody who, in terms of acts of service, or in terms of what am I saying? Love languages.
Yep.
I look for somebody who is big on quality time. I look for somebody who's big on gift giving, which sounds shallow, but I don't mean I want you to buy me things all the time. I want you to
Just
Gucci
like the
bag.
rolls and stuff. Yeah.
make me a sandwich. I want you to.
So men belong in the kitchen. That's what.
I journal a lot, and one of the greatest gifts I ever got was somebody just gave me a notebook that they already had and just gave it to me. And like I thought that was so touching.
Have you gotten a G-Wagon yet?
Haven't. Still working on that.
Yeah.
What I end up with though are
Yeah.
people who are big on acts of service, which is a beautiful thing. Makes you feel very cared for as a girl. And as somebody, I'm very traditional in the sense that I look for someone who will lead me in terms of a relationship. So that acts of service thing makes me feel cared for, makes me feel taken care of. And that's what I end up with, which I really like. But then I also end up with people who... Yeah, that's what I look for.
And we're going on that. Can I make
Daniel, come a little bit closer. I think you might not.
Oh, I'm not being framed?
Okay.
My bad. I was gonna say though, I want to comment on the acts of service thing because that's a little surprising because I know you're pretty independent. I'll be so honest. Like you do your own thing all the time.
And I get in my own way. I
Yeah.
get in my own way because I don't want... I'll give you an example. Very, very, very recently, someone offered to drive me home, and I wouldn't do it. I would rather pay the $20 Uber. Just less than 20, it's like $16. I would rather pay the $16 Uber and have this person drive me, because even though it would be easier on all of us for that to be the case, I don't want to ever make somebody go out of their way.
You don't want to feel like you're imposing.
I don't want to feel like a burden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, $3.25 bus fare. Just saying.
You okay? Where you live, you know, it would take you an hour.
And I still do it.
Versus like a 5-minute Uber.
I'm trying to save money nowadays. I'm not. I because to speak on that, like in my previous relationship, Uber everywhere, Uber fucking everywhere, and I was broke. Like
Yeah.
Uber.
But also, you were making way less then.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You make a lot more now. We all do.
Yeah.
Daniel's got the guap ladies. You heard that? Hit him up.
And that was like back in the minimum wage days.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Shane?
So it's funny. I'm being so honest. You're gonna think I'm like stupid as fuck. When we talk about love, fuck you. When we talk about love languages, I honestly like thought like we're gonna be like, oh, French. I legit fucking thought like, oh, Italian, like, hey, te amo, mi amor. Like that's honestly what I thought at first. We were trying to pick the language that we.
Okay, yeah, romance.
Put this on TikTok.
That makes sense.
I'm being so honest.
I'm with you. I'm there.
And like being Guyanese, would be like, hey, yeah, I love you, bad. Like I thought like that. Like I'm like, what?
I don't date in my culture.
But
Liz
like
is
that,
cringing on the inside.
It's so hard.
right? Like, is that something they would say, or like a fog, right? But sorry. So the question.
What do you look for in terms of whether it's personality or like a love language? What do you look for your ideal type?
Personality. Well, based on what you guys talking about, definitely for sure, I'm a more in-person quality time. I'm not the biggest fan of texting and calling because I find like I'm not always on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't like to be on my phone.
Yeah.
I don't like to be. So.
And it also just misrepresents who you are over texting.
Yeah,
so
like I would rather.
You can make up a personality over text. You can't be a person.
Easily.
I would rather hang out in the backseat of my car and watch a movie for like even if it's just a half hour like sitcom show than like a 2-hour phone call because there's something that you cannot replicate through a phone, through a text. Like you can't feel the warmth of someone's hug. You can't see the genuineness in their smile. You can't see that like you can't feel that like sexual tension as they look in your eyes. You can't experience those things through the phone.
Yeah, that's true.
Right
Unless you're Soldier Boy, but like but you can't, 6 7 8 9 8 2 1.
Is that the number?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
It is.
Yeah.
So definitely
Can we
in
call
person. Some people probably have tried.
I think it just leaves it to like an automated message or something.
Probably.
We're gonna try that later.
Yeah. So definitely more of an in-person person and personality traits. Honestly, I find you have to understand that everybody is their own person and that everybody else has their own life, their own goals. But I find is that you have to have a commonality goal set of just we want to grow together.
Yeah.
Whether that means you grow times 20 and I only grow times 2, but that I'll support you and you support me. And once we make, I find just more the communication and understanding of an end goal and not being too specific. Like we just have to know, hey, I love you, you love me, I'll stick with you no matter what and we'll work on it, we'll work towards it.
But to get there, you have to admire the person. If any part of you looks down on the person, then there's no way to achieve that. Because you have to admire the person enough to know that, to trust their process. It's so easy to see what somebody else is doing and not trust their process and look down on them for it, and there's no room for that in a relationship. You can't.
It's hard for me to explain what I mean, like when I say what I look for, because like I said, I just look for the basic, like more of just a willingness to work. I think that's the biggest thing, and work in every way possible. Willingness to work, as in literally like get a job, help pay the bills if we're struggling. Willingness to work on yourself if there are things that you need to improve about yourself, and a willingness even to work on me. If there's something you feel like you need to tell me that I need to improve on, you having the courage to tell me that and me having the understanding to understand that it's coming from you want a better me for you. And then and also a willingness to work on our relationship. Like, because obviously there's ups and downs in every relationship, and I've been in relationships in the past like with people like people didn't want to have to change things about and I'm saying not having to change who you are, but not have to like they didn't want to work on things together. Like they didn't want to have this open conversation of, hey, I don't really like this, I don't really like that, can we work on it? Like, is there
it was kind of like did they feel like they were kind of like I'm fine the way I am type of person?
No, not so much that I'm
perfect.
Fine the
That's
way
my
I
toxic
am,
trait.
but just more of, hey, like I would like, is there any way you could do X, Y, Z for me because it makes me feel more comfortable,
right?
And something that I found was something very easy to do, like, hey, could you provide me with X, Y, Z because it makes me feel X, Y, Z, and that person was just like, no, I don't have to do that. The way I do it is the way you'll have to be happy with, kind of thing.
So that makes me think that you're a big words of affirmation person. You need reassurance.
No, actually, I'm the opposite. I don't need to, and I'm not a person of words. I'm not the type of guy that like, oh my god, babe, you're so beautiful, and I don't need that back.
I
For
need
me,
that.
for me, I know I've gotten in trouble for that in the past. I'm not very affectionate through words. I may not tell you that I love you, but when I see you, I'll bring you flowers and bring you chocolate, like your favorite kind of chocolate. Because I don't like to vocalize, I will emotionalize or giftize, if that's a.
I kind of get where he's coming from because vocalizing is kind of cringe.
Yeah, like I don't like saying it. There's a part of it I cringe and I can't say it. So like, but I'll just do nice things for you. Like I'll send you that like good morning text. I'll buy you something. I'll be like, hey, do you want lunch? If you want me to drop off lunch for you, even though I know I can't see you, I'll just drop something off. If you want a coffee, a donut, like I'll drop it. Like things like that. I'll just.
I feel like you would agree with me on this, but just with your personality, you seem to be a very in touch with your feelings type person. Not to say that you guys don't, but you seem more.
No, these guys are cold-hearted motherfuckers.
You seem more verbal about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
You seem more sentimental. That's what it is. Like we had just gone into his room and saw all of the pictures and all of the nice sentimental trinkets and tchotchke. And the thing about that is, I feel like you can never get into another person's head, and you will never be able to fully know what somebody's feeling. It is incumbent on you. It is your responsibility when you're in a relationship to let the person know what you're thinking. Are you thinking of them right now? Tell them, and tell them why. Tell them what made you think of them. And do you love them? It doesn't have to be a certain time of the day, or it doesn't have to be a certain occasion. Tell them that you love them. And is there something that you really like? Do you really love her feet? Tell her. If there's something about her or him,
she'll just think about that for the next couple of days.
Absolutely.
She'll just remember, yeah.
The little things, the little expressions when you tell somebody how you're feeling. I'm not in your head 24/7. If you're off working and you just happen to think of me and you tell me, I'm going to be thinking about that all week. You know? Yeah. So even though it feels cringe, I feel like that's just something that you either get over and then you're able to have a more open verbal relationship, or you don't get over it and you just have to hope that you end up with somebody who's just so secure in their feelings in your relationship that they don't even need to be told. And that is very hard to find.
I love the way you refer to your lady parts as cooter. It might sound crazy, but I love that.
Tell her that.
You know, you just message her. It's like, hey babe, love your cooter.
I love your cooter.
Tell her.
Your cooter rocks my world.
And she'll be so happy.
Oh, it did.
That is also something that I look for. Back to your question about what we look for in people. That is something that I look for. Somebody.
Spit all over. Yeah.
I do look for somebody who's comfortable enough in their feelings to tell me how they're feeling, even if it sounds cringe to the outsider. If you can tell me what you're feeling and make it all sappy and it comes from the heart, that is something that I look for in a person 100%.
Question though, but if you like, let's say someone does that, like, or you do that to someone and then they don't respond to it the way.
Yes, okay, that's scary.
Does that make you feel?
That's terrifying.
And I feel that's why me as a person, but like sometimes I avoid those because then I could find like if I just get that's so nice. I'm like the fuck bitch, like I just sent you this fucking paragraph about why I love you, and you know.
What I've found, at least in my most recent relationship that I've been in, is it is fucking terrifying to put your feelings out there and be vulnerable, knowing that there's a huge chance it won't be reciprocated. But you have to be so secure in your own feelings that it doesn't matter how they reciprocate.
No, like you know how you feel, you're not afraid.
You know how you feel, you put it out
regardless
there.
Of the reaction.
It's literally unzipping and slamming your dick on the table. And then however they choose to respond, you have the ace in your hand, because however they respond is going to be how you feel about them. So if they don't respond the way that you want them to, on to the next one.
That's true.
This has got a pretty big dick, bro.
Slang it?
I don't know.
Horse dick.
No.
But
I got nice feet and it gives me a big I have way too much confidence.
Just to mention on that though, like putting it out there though, when I always have that weird anticipation of putting it out there to somebody, because it's like
you want to, right?
Not necessarily. I'm like, oh fuck, like I'm like psyching myself out, because it's just like, oh, this is not gonna go the way I want to. I'm already like getting in my head about it.
You ever had that where it's like eating you, keeping it inside?
Yes.
You want to just get it out
all the fucking time.
Regardless if the outcome is good or bad, it's just one of those, like, just put your dick on the table, see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it not
we're all
happening.
gonna die, you might
I think when it gets to a point where it's just built up, for me, I just kind of I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just do it anyways.
Yeah,
and honestly, at that point, it's
wrong,
so
right? Like,
Which I've noticed in terms of your character growth, which is kind of off topic, but you become very slam your dick on the table, here's what it is type.
Yeah.
In most recent
Thank
years,
you.
I would
I
say.
appreciate that. I just think like
Slam those 3 inches on the table.
hell yeah, a 3-inch pinch.
Damn, it's 3 now.
I just hit puberty like 4 days ago. Don't even
Oh,
worry.
okay. Last time I saw it was 2. That's why.
There's exercises you can do. I've learned.
I just had a bunch of like GMO fried chicken and it just boosted.
Yo, there's a bath mate. You can get a bath mate.
Oh, interesting.
He's been eating Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A makes your dick grow. No, it doesn't.
You heard that.
Makes your stomach fatter, makes your dick shorter, bro.
Going back to words of affirmation, yeah. Even if she does like in like the previous relationships that I've been in and stuff, like if she does something for me, like it's important. Like it's what you said, like putting your dick on the table. I kind of hate using that phrase, but she pretty much like does like So if she came to watch my game or something, right? Like I make sure like I'm like, hey, like I'm super thankful you were there the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm so glad. Like when I was playing soccer, like I was watching you on the side, like like
He's
just
so
just
happy
to
that you were there.
yeah, just to like I always say that. Like I make sure to say that, right?
knew you
Because
would.
because like I know how hard it is. It's hard for her too because like I see her cheering in this. She's the only girl like cheering in the side while there's dudes everywhere, right? So it takes a lot of her too, and you just kind of have to make sure like
Having courage in your feelings and putting.
You see your
it out
nails, by
there.
the way?
They're
Wow.
so overgrown.
Those are real.
Bring back the Galaxy ones.
You definitely cannot play volleyball.
Bro, the way that I used to go crazy with like the nails, like this is very tame for me.
Liz, can you please be in nail shape for volleyball next time?
You play?
She
I
was
tried.
about to play in my tournament.
She
could have been on.
We
the
had
wall.
her on the roster.
She could have been on the wall. That's crazy.
But my nails, I would have had to sacrifice.
She didn't. The thing is, she didn't even come out to support.
That's insane.
That's true.
I
That's
supported via Instagram.
Wait, Daniel, didn't you introduce her as your best friend or something before? That's
Well, she
crazy.
is one of my. She is my probably closest, or at least top 3 female friends.
And she's
Top 3
top
only? Jeez.
And
Me only. That's pretty good. Daniel has a lot of friends.
So, which is surprising.
I know, right? So every year he does this Mandarin thing. We all go to an Asian buffet. Not Asian buffet, sorry. We all go to Mandarin. And, oh, sorry, my name dropping.
No, it's fuck it. It's Mandarin.
We all go to a buffet for his birthday every year. And this past year for his birthday, the amount of people who showed up, and I was like, how does Daniel know all these people?
That wasn't even all of the people.
That was just
Crazy.
people who, I got the invite 2 days before. So, like, if I had plans, I wouldn't have shown up. And I imagine there were people who didn't show up because they had plans.
I don't know because Kingsley planned it.
And there were already like 24 people there.
I was not. Kingsley, I love you, Kingsley. Kingsley baited me because he was like, "Oh, it's only gonna be Kelvin. I think Shane is coming, Ayrton, and me." And I'm like, "All right, cool, I'm down." I come and it's like quadruple that, and I was so happy. I was so shocked.
I was shocked.
It was the last time I saw both of you guys too. I was
Oh.
like,
Yeah, I think I met you there.
Met her,
You were
yeah,
sitting
yeah.
right across from me.
they were talking shit about Indian people.
Was I?
Again, I'm joking.
For the record, we love our Indian followers. You guys are.
My co-host is Indian. I love that.
Exactly. Facts.
Yeah, so are we.
Oh yeah, technically. Ish. Okay, now we're gonna get into a fight.
Going away from the political
Brown
shit
fish?
or the racial shit or
I have a
whatever.
brown fit. Oh, I shouldn't say that either.
Okay.
I wore a sari this one time in May for a friend's wedding,
Oh, we've shouted out Andy's wedding like 3 times on this podcast already. I'm not even joking.
Shout out Andy.
and
Shout-
I looked
Yo,
good.
and Andy and Anna, you guys better be on this podcast like the next.
Yo,
Yo, you guys do like couple topics, like annoying habits
That
of
would be the
couples and shit
Just
like that.
interview.
yo, I'm so down for
I would
that.
love to watch.
Start a war.
Start a divorce?
Big
No, I'm
divorce.
joking.
You want to start doing that? Just like
Starting divorces?
no. Like introduce like a different friend like every other podcast.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Let's do it.
Because like we're starting to film bulk now, right?
Yeah,
so
facts.
that's cool. All right, I wanted to ask now the next part of from my last question. What are physical attributes you look for your ideal type?
Yes.
Now we're getting
I thought we were gonna start with that. I thought we were gonna start with that.
No.
I think Shane already said it in the previous podcast. Smile, or was it earlier today? Smile, right? You're talking.
No, that's first impression. What makes a good first impression?
Something,
Oh,
yeah, I like to
okay,
see a
okay,
smile,
okay.
like, but yeah, I guess since I'm talking, what the fuck, why not? Look, this may come across as really shallow, like I'm just being honest, but I do not want someone that's morbidly obese. And
What about just obese?
Damn, you're gonna get canceled.
He's not gonna get canceled.
Because I would never want somebody overweight.
Super
either.
overweight. And and look, I say this for a multitude of reasons. I'm not a big person to begin with. I'm pretty thin, so there's that aspect of it. Yeah, like I'm not trying to have my pelvis shattered. That's one. Second of all, I look longevity. Like I wanna be like those old couples you see like still hugging each other when they're like 80 years old on the subway. So it's like you're not gonna make it to 80. And it would be nice to have kids at some point, right? And I mean, I think we all love our parents, and it's like I would want my wife to be around there not only for myself but for our children. So if you were, I'm not saying it's like it's not a body shaming thing. It's just more of I'm super into health and fitness. So for me, that thing needs to fit my lifestyle. And it's not to say that I wouldn't, but I really love girls who have had like braces or something. Like I like seeing a nice beautiful smile. I'm not saying it's mandatory, but if you're talking about just strictly physical attributes, and where I'm not shallow is about like overall, like you don't have to be a gym girl, athletic, like super athletic. I'm okay with I like the little belly roll that you can
little pitch, I got you.
But just not like morbidly obese, just from more of a health standpoint. But other than that, physically, I don't really care, to be honest, because pretty can come in all forms. Like
that's true.
Pretty, like I hate to sound cliche, but like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Someone can be beautiful one moment, and then it could be their attitude that turns them ugly. And I think the reverse can be said. Someone can maybe not be the prettiest, but their attitude or their outlook is what makes them beautiful.
But I do feel like this is the one instance where being shallow is totally permissible, because at the end of the day, you are the only person who has to sleep with this person.
Yeah.
So you just
like you said earlier, guys will fuck anything. So.
Whoa.
I don't know if that's true.
Oh, I don't agree with that. I'm just saying, like, that cliche, like, guys will fuck guys will fuck anything, but
like, you are the only person who has to be attracted to this person. And
if
there's anything about them that you don't like, you might as well just find somebody else.
That's it.
You owe it to them. You owe it to the person that you're with to love everything about them.
Yeah. All right, you Nihaal. I want to know. What you
PG answer?
No, fuck it, bro.
Just be real. Yeah, be real.
You saw, I was pretty like upfront.
Seriously, like upfront. Every girl that I've been in a relationship with before, the first thing I would tell them the first week, it's their eyebrows.
Oh,
especially Indian girls, like the Indian girls that maintain their eyebrows.
Well, if they're Indian and their eyebrows aren't on fleek, there's a problem.
No, exactly. It's eyebrows is like the kind of like the thing that they maintain, but something that obviously they're born with, their eyes too. So if I was because like I no, like when I talk to people, I look into their eyes a lot, especially if I'm in love with that person. So yeah, I like making eye contact.
Okay, that's
so eyes need to be. Like even today, like when I saw Shane's eyes, I'm like, damn, it's kind of hot.
Don't do that. Don't walk me right. It's ruined everything.
So you would say eyes is a physical characteristic.
Yeah.
Do you like colored eyes? Like especially in like the Indian community, like, you see a lot of girls that like a lot of like hazel or green eyes.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. But those girls are so hard. There's like 10 guys trying to go for the same girl. You know what I'm saying? Like those.
Hey, fuck those 10 guys.
I know,
I'm better than all of them.
Don't actually fuck the 10 guys.
Not without Vaseline. No,
no. That's how you get rid of the competition. Then you go for the girl after.
Facts. She's like, oh my god, you fucked 10 guys for me.
Like, your body count's higher than mine. Oh shit. Okay.
Alright, Lizzie.
That's how TikTok.
What are you looking for in a dude, physicality wise? Hold the cup.
Has to be at least 6'3".
They have to be taller than me.
Okay. Valid.
I'm 5'1.5", and if my man is shorter than me, I can't. Definitely has to be a healthy weight. You don't have to be all muscular and built. I genuinely don't care. You can have dad bod. I do find dad bod attractive, I'm not gonna lie. But just don't be overweight, because then it's a clash of lifestyles, and again, you're the only person I have to sleep with at the end of the night, so I better be attracted to you, and you can't be overweight.
They don't have to be the only person who's.
But they would.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding.
Me
Sorry.
personally.
No, I'm just kidding.
What else? In terms of like what I need, yeah, I think those are my two big requirements. A nice smile is helpful, but it's not necessary. I've always been, I mean, a lot of girls are like this, where it's a very mental thing in terms of being turned on. It's a very mental thing. You got to take your time. You got to make them feel loved. You got to make them feel all these things. So I think those are my two only like hard limits. And then beyond that, you have to take care of yourself. Hygiene is big. So like you can tell.
I was about to ask, like, because on the previous part I mentioned something about I saw a girl with earwax and completely turned me off, and I was actually gonna say, like, what are your thoughts on like I guess more? I'm not trying to say me, but I'm saying like in like personal grooming, like, because I'm one that likes to. Like, is there a point like where you like guy to be groomed, or like is there a point where it's too much, too little?
There's definitely a point where it's too much, for me. I think that.
You are hot.
I think that as long as you're clean and you keep things trimmed, that's all you have to do. The above and beyond is.
It'd be a perfect time if we were like sponsored by Manscaped.
Yo, I would be you're slanging that sponsorship, yo.
Great
right?
segue.
It's like, yo, Manscaped, you heard it. Sponsor.
Yo, ask Nihaal earlier. I brought out the perfect sponsorship. Like,
No,
pitch.
I literally have Manscaped downstairs. Should I bring it up? Just show it.
You get sued.
Okay.
Yeah, those are my only hard limits. And then, I mean, there's other things that I look for that are necessities, but in terms of like physical attributes,
Not
that's it.
abusive is also.
Wait, did you say yours, Daniel? Can't
I don't think so. Yeah.
Oh no, I did not.
Yeah,
I went along to the.
I'm interested.
Okay. Look, like physicality, looks
It has
wise.
to look like a Korean girl, and that's it.
Okay, that's chill. That's my delusional dream, right? Like, I want a K-pop idol for my wife, but that's a delusional dream. If I were to.
My wife.
If I were to look for like just physicality wise for my ideal type, honestly, I think two things for me, or sorry, three things. Three things hard would be. Three things hard. Sorry. Three things for me would be eyes. Like there has to be something with her. Like I can't even pinpoint it, but. There's an attribute of her eyes. I think like big eyes for me, like somebody with like big eyes. Not like, because when you look at me with like a wide-eyed expression, I'm like, oh fuck, that's gonna make me melt.
Doe eyes. Those are called doe eyes.
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut you off, but it actually is like from a scientific standpoint, it actually is something about eyes where you can tell somebody's health by looking into their eyes. And I saw this study. It's weird. It's a very scientific thing, but like your health is very much reflected into your eyes, which is why a lot of people who are attracted to eyes subconsciously, it is because the rings in your eyes are health markers for biological passing down of traits. Sorry, I don't mean to get all scientific,
okay. No
but eyes, like, considering that a lot of people mention eyes, there actually is a scientific reasoning, scientific biological reasoning
I
behind
like
that.
colored eyes. Those are nice. Those are hot.
Only white guys have those.
That's not true.
Mostly.
That is not true.
You have to have a white gene in you somewhere.
Or a recessive gene somewhere.
From a white person somewhere. Most likely that raped and pillaged your village and people.
Yeah.
That's usually.
That's
You gotta have colonizer eyes, colonizer genes.
We can make those jokes because
We've all been colonized deep
We're all
down the line.
pox.
Cox?
Pox.
Oh.
People
Wait,
of
was
color.
Philippines colonized by the white people?
Spanish.
Spanish people?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. For you
What
guys, it
else?
was English or
British.
British.
Dutch,
right?
British.
Well, yeah,
Okay,
but
okay.
mostly British. But yeah, all
Well,
of
it
them are
started
there.
with the Dutch, and then it was
I think the
British.
French were right beside us too.
The
There's
French was next to us.
Portuguese
yeah.
were there at some. The Spanish.
Portuguese
all of them
were
were there.
south.
Y'all got clapped.
But
is
they
what
were-
I
yeah.
heard. Y'all
Yeah,
got
we got
clapped.
like, used and abused, bro. We were like the community whore.
And that was the Americans.
Yeah,
These guys are
Middle
gonna be
Eastern
smart.
now with
Yeah.
the oil.
Eh,
And I'm
Alright.
Indian, so British people. Actually, South India was actually settled by Portuguese.
the Portuguese.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Goa.
I read about
Yeah, that's why a lot of our states actually Christian people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Goa, Bombay.
Go on.
Okay, so I had two more, right? Because first eyes. Honestly, for me, it's somebody who has. I would say for like, it's not even that serious, but I would say a wider mouth gives a brighter smile.
I thought at first he was trying to
That's
say a
very
mustache.
specific.
She
Yeah.
needs a mustache.
But I've been analyzing that really lately, because it's like, yo, like people have a great people who I've been attracted to recently, who've had a really nice smile. They've had like not really a small mouth.
Yeah.
So I guess like it's kind of process of elimination in a sense. You have a big mouth, you have a big smile. I guess I'm attracted to that.
More
Very
space.
specific.
More space for meat stuff.
Anyway.
Last one is kind of it's also specific, but like nice hips.
Okay.
Nice hips. Like for me, it's like that. This it doesn't have to be bottle shaped, but like you gotta kind of like that comes out right from here to where your torso is.
But to get sciencey, I heard that's also a biological thing. Those are childbearing hips.
Yeah.
Mwah. Chef's kiss.
Do we really want more Daniels walking around this planet?
Childbearing.
We do. He's
actually a good guy. Yeah, he's my best friend. To be fair.
He's a catch.
You're babysitting him
let's
for
put
free.
credit where
Me?
credit's
Yeah.
due.
I thought we'd pass that off on her.
What?
You're gonna babysit my kids, right?
Yeah.
All right, sick.
She's like a motherly person.
Do I? Yeah. Okay. Is that just because I'm the only girl?
I'm also.
No, he's compared to us three, I think
You are the most girl here.
A child would survive the longest in your care.
That
I
is.
feel like Nihaal would be pretty good.
Yeah, you look
to
after
be
your
fair,
brother.
I don't know him that well, so like I can't like.
You live
Yeah,
alone.
that's
You look
bad.
after your brother, and as long as you're not cooking for them.
I mean, he
you'll
does
be
have
fine.
Legos for them to play with.
I could cook.
Okay, I know.
Just
But I
not
also,
me.
Child-sized burgers, though.
but I also feel like, if I were to have Liz babysit, like, cause I'm a picky eater, and when I'm not around, Liz would expose them to foods.
I
That,
would.
So-
I would in a heartbeat. I give him
Yeah.
so much ketchup.
yeah, that's fine.
Is that a guy? Anything? The guy who put ketchup.
No, he hates ketchup.
Oh,
You know that.
He gives them so much ketchup.
That's fine, cause I'm not eating it. So. But yeah, I think those are my three for physical.
How about their profession?
Ooh.
I don't know. When we were younger, it's like all flirtatious, this, that. But I'm just
With
saying.
anybody, really.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, as we're getting older, and especially in Toronto's economy, men's cannot afford a house alone. I'll be honest with you, unless you're just put in fortunate circumstances. But men's cannot. So, what do you guys think?
I kind of have that kind of mapped out, not mapped out, but I kind of have a sense of what I'm looking for that. I wouldn't say anything specific. Ideally, it would be somebody who understands the creative factors in professions. Because, like, for example, I like photography. I like, what's it called? I like doing podcasts. So like creative arts. I think that's something that's always interested me.
Mm-hmm.
And I like watching low-key. I like watching dance videos. I love K-pop, stuff like that.
That's not low-key.
That is definitely not low-key.
We all know.
Yeah. But so that would be ideal for me, but also I think ideal just profession wise for a salary. I think as long as we make the same, where it can be to combine over 6 figures, we can kind of maintain a life together. It's not necessarily like I think for me the ideal would just be somebody who we can build a life together with whatever wage we're making. I think for me, yeah. So I guess the standard of whatever the standard of living is, even if we make anywhere between 60 to 70 together, no, not together, each, we're making 120, 140
You
a
just
year.
want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Comfortable enough that we don't have to we're working, we have kids, we can maintain the mortgage. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very simple for me when it comes to profession. I think right now though, when I think about it, because of where I am in my life, I don't think I'm looking for somebody I'm okay with somebody who's not established where they are in profession wise, as long as I see that they're willing to build towards it. I don't think if somebody's right now working retail, but they're working full time, but they're doing school as well, or if there's somebody who's not necessarily in school, but they're in for example, a trade or doing something working towards that profession. As long as they see that you're willing to work hard and you have that drive to be somewhere, then by all means.
Yeah, you want somebody with prospects.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we're all prospects. We whether before we're established, we're prospects, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to realize our potential.
Yeah.
So.
And we continue.
Sorry, the battery died again. Okay, go.
All right. What about you? For profession wise, what do you look for?
So profession, I think I mentioned this slightly earlier in the podcast, but just a willingness to work hard. So I firmly believe that if you have a good work ethic and a willingness to work hard, you will be able to financially sustain yourself once you have that in you, no matter what profession it is you choose. Literally, it can be literally from anything from being a lawyer, a CEO, to OnlyFans. If you have a willingness and dedication to work hard, I feel like you'll make enough money to make ends meet. So, but in terms of profession, I think it comes down to, again, mathematical equations and then where you are in life. Some people are better off than others financially due to their parental status, social status, economical status, all those other things. But once I find that you have to know what your livable wage is, and once the both of you combined can sustain that livable wage plus extra for if you have kids or emergencies or just to go on vacation and have fun, I think it's okay. Like if you have a household income, you set it at, I want it to be 200,000. What if your wife makes 150 and you only make 50? I think that's okay.
Yeah.
As long as you guys understand that you're working together. Obviously, yes, I would like to say, I would hope that it's above minimum wage, obviously, just because, again, Nihaal mentioned, like, living in the GTA, financial standards of affordability are hard. And I believe, like, if I'm not mistaken, like, one of the leading causes for couples to fight are financial reasons. So it is important, and it also does come down to personality and money management, but just again the willingness to work and understanding of what you can and can't have. So knowing your limits, knowing your financial status and financial place in society is also a good, and this goes for males and females, because a lot of guys like to flex and girls like to flex as well. So knowing that that's not what's important at the end of the day, because I would rather live in a 500 square foot condo with the girl that I love, the woman that I love, as compared to a 10,000 square foot mansion with somebody I don't love.
Yeah.
What if she paid for it?
When she didn't make me sign a prenup first. Yeah, that's my stance on career. And also too, like somebody who's willing to make you better in your career. Like if I'm slipping in my career and my wife thinks that I can do better and she encourages me to do better, to make money not only for myself but for her, for our household, I think that that's also something that's important. A willingness to push for better, but without having your partner feel like they haven't done good enough for you.
Right.
So again, like being open to criticism as well. Like if I say, hey, somebody needs to pick up the slack in here, not to go all like medieval, but like as a man, I feel like you should be the one to pick up the slack if you need to get an extra job to support your family. But
right.
I see no issue with if the woman wants to do that as well. If it's what's required to make ends meet, again, just the working hard, the willingness to do it. I find like if you have that, you'll be fine no matter what job you possess.
Very well put.
Very well put.
Shin, do you read a lot?
Funny enough, I hate reading. I love listening to podcasts. I love listening to educational podcasts, but I hate reading. Reading is just something I can't. I like to listen. I like to hear things. I like to multitask. So I feel like if I listen to I love to listen to Andrew Huberman. I don't know if this has to be cut out or not, but he's very scientific. He's a Stanford medical professor who talks about a lot of like hormone optimization and like things for better sleep. I love listening to nerdy shit, but I don't like reading it.
Okay. Because you're very articulate. That's why. I feel that.
Appreciate that. Thank you. I always thought it was a bit of
If he was a woman, would you smash?
Wait. He mentioned eyebrows.
I know. You literally have everything that I look into a girl. So athletic. Everything except for, I'm sorry. Tall, like pussy. Tall. Being tall. Well, I like my girls like up to
your eye level.
I look like just below like this height, like in between this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alright, Lizzie, you up.
Yeah, man, trash on both ends, man. It's above my
I
head.
like my man to be big enough to throw me around, but that's not a
profession.
Profession-wise, if you asked me a year ago, I feel like my answer would be different. A year ago, I was dating around a lot, and I lived by the philosophy that you're gonna fall in love with somebody regardless. And dating, online dating especially, which is literally what dating is now,
sucks.
I feel it is brutal and it does suck. I feel like women have it so much easier in terms of choice.
Mm-hmm.
You literally just have to look vaguely female and you will get significantly more matches than any guy.
No,
that doesn't work for me.
What do you mean?
So.
You have so many matches?
No, that doesn't work. I look vaguely female and I don't get a lot of matches.
Vaguely female.
Oh shit.
You're putting your face in the wrong pool.
Yeah.
So I feel like when I was dating and I had all these options, my philosophy was I could match with all these people. I'm definitely going to fall in love with one of them at some point, statistically speaking. It might as well be somebody with a good profession. It might as well be somebody who is either has a good degree. It has to be somebody educated. That is 100% something I need, is somebody with an education. So it could be anything as long as they have a good education and they make good money. So it's like, if I'm going to fall in love with somebody, it might as well be somebody who is kind of...
What if someone's not educated, but they're a business person? They make way more money than that educated person. Does that change your philosophy on education?
Not really. I want somebody educated.
But what if they're educated and broke? That
just means they're not doing anything with their education.
That they have no motivation, and I need somebody with motivation. If you are educated,
so
then you're making money with that.
The motivating, you would say, is more the factor now, because some people can be really smart but broke, right?
No, I want them to have an education. That is a hard line for me. Somebody with an education, and then somebody. So, but again, we're talking about me dating a long time ago. But
right.
So that was my hard. Because I have dated people in the past. I've dated drug dealers. I've dated.
Just putting it out there.
People with no money and no education, and I've dated people with no education and lots of money. Actually, yeah, I've dated people with good education and lots of money.
Man. Come on.
Because at the end of the day,
poke a hole in the rubber.
It's important to fall in love with somebody who you not only get along with, but for me, dating at that time, I wanted somebody of a higher profession. Now, I feel like my answer to that question is more, if you are making a living wage for yourself and you can meet your goals by yourself, then I like that. If you want to be a homeowner someday, if you want to have a family someday, if you want to run a business someday, if you have all of these things that you want, I am attracted to somebody who is able to make those things happen by themselves. Does the actual profession matter? No. Does the education matter to me now? No, not as much. But it definitely has to be somebody who can meet their goals by themselves. And there's only a small subset of people who can do that. People with a good education, usually. People with
just have smaller goals. I'm joking.
Standard of life.
What you guys were saying earlier is, as long as you can meet your goals with the other person, to buy a house with somebody, And I feel like I would rather be with somebody. I'm going to fall in with somebody anyway. It might as well be somebody who can meet those goals on their own, and then I can help them achieve those goals and even greater things. Mm-hmm. I am traditional in the sense that I believe a woman, and this is very controversial.
It's okay, Andrea Tate.
I do believe in the man as the provider. I do believe in the man as the leader of the home. I do believe in the man as being the leader and the woman being subordinate to that leader.
Basically, what she's saying is, someone breaks into the house, she doesn't want to die.
Exactly. Why should I go running in with a baseball bat? And then I believe that the woman's role is to counsel and to aid in making better decisions, to aid in achieving those goals. But at the end of the day, the man is the leader. The man will make those decisions, and then my job is to support that. So. Yeah, I would say that's what I'm looking for profession-wise. I'm very roundabout answer.
Start your own YouTube channel. Start speaking to these women out there.
You sound damaged.
No. It's not a personal thing whatsoever. It's not a personal thing. I'm being honest. It's not a personal thing.
Fair enough.
I'm just being stupid.
So I guess now the profession doesn't really matter, as long as I can feel comfortable in my femininity in being subordinate to that person.
Yeah, but you just irked some feminists out there. I won't lie to you.
I believe maybe
don't come for her. Come for me. No, come for me and Nihaal. I'll rope him into this. We asked her to be on the pod.
I believe the definition of feminism is believing that women are equal to men, and I believe that women are equal to men. Yeah. But my personal place in a relationship is to support my men.
I've always heard something.
You use the word subordinate or something.
Yeah, so because my job is he leads and I follow.
So you're I get what she's saying. It's like a supporting character to the main character.
No.
You don't think so?
I'm always the main character.
I've always heard this thing. Everyone should be treated, and not everyone doesn't get treated equally, but you have to be treated fairly.
No, I believe we're equals. We're absolutely equals. It's just that we have different rules.
Yeah, no, I'm saying some people don't look at it that way, right? Some people, I would say, because in the sense, men and women are not the same. We have our pros and cons.
And there's no sense in pretending that we are the same.
Yeah, so once we're treated fairly for what we bring to the table.
Mm-hmm. And that's not to say I don't have my
Because
own
equality
goals.
doesn't always equal fairness.
Right. That's not to say I don't have my own goals and that I'm working to achieve them on my own, because at the end of the day, I can't rely on anybody else realistically.
No, I like that about people. Like women, I find they do have to be able to self-sustain as well, given in today's society, you never know what happens. Right? Like, what if the father passes away, or or just if you end up being a single mother, like, you know, you should be able to pull your weight, or, you know, if your husband gets sick or whatever, you know, any.
To add on to, I think that's one of the biggest things my mom kind of put into me, because like, from not necessarily a young age, my mom, it was just me and my mom after I was 18. But like the biggest thing is through that, my mom was able to support herself because
her son wouldn't get off his ass enough. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, but it was actually a hard work. He was working like 2 jobs. The guy was always tired in class. The guy's a hard worker.
But my mom was my mom was what's the term for it when it's the person that makes the more
breadwinner.
Yeah, my mom was the breadwinner of the family, over my dad. Like no offense to him whatsoever, rest in peace. But he like, I think that's why my mom always instilled in me, it's like, no matter your situation, your significant other or anything, you gotta be prepared for it. You gotta be prepared for anything. You gotta meet your goals. You gotta be able to sustain yourself, which is what you guys have been like putting out there. So, and I think that's, my mom was the biggest leading example of that for me.
It's so important to, as a woman, in such uncertain times, especially now with inflation and with the cost of living, it's so important as a woman to be able to work on yourself, be able to support yourself, have your own goals, have a plan to work toward those goals. That's on you. But in terms of being in a relationship, I do believe for myself, I want to follow my man's lead. And we will work on our shared goals, which are equally important. My goals are just as important to him as his goals are important to me, and we will work on those together. He leads, I follow. Whatever profession that is he's working. I just want to be my man's biggest cheerleader and vice versa.
Oh, that's pretty cute. That's a pretty cute way to put it, I won't lie.
I'd love a woman like that.
I think that
all right, what else you got?
It's a combination of all you guys, to be honest.
That's cheating.
I mean, I was the last in line. You guys like literally said all the good points, and now I'm like,
yeah, we kind of left him.
But the educated part, I get where Liz is coming from. Liz is the one that said that, right? Educated? Yes. It's because, and your argument for that too, the hardworking thing. It's like, to get that education, especially like, you know, if it's a degree in like, if it's a CPA or something, then they work so hard for that, right? And we kind of see, we already see a past of their hard work. So going into a relationship, you know that, damn, they actually did that, right? Whereas if it's another guy that's just like, yo, I'm going to start this business. Another girl, in my case, that it's like, yo, I'm going to do this business, this, then it's only what they say and what we can believe in him kind of thing. I mean, in her kind of thing. So,
right.
Yeah, so I think educated and...
specifically to you, though, what do you think would be like?
For me?
Yeah, specific to you.
Profession, right? Oh,
yeah,
like for
profession,
me?
Yeah.
Oh, like, if it's specifically for me, if she was a fucking volleyball tournament organizer, that was... We'll make an empire together. Yeah, we'll start an empire together. I was very close with one of my past, but you know.
I don't think the audience realizes that there are literally countless.
It's in one of our...
cannot count how many trophies there are for volleyball.
I'll put it up on this pod too. It was on our one of our previous pods that had really shitty audio. Yeah. So I didn't really put too much into it, but I'll put it up here, right here.
Why I also said that it's a combination of you guys is because the money element too, what you said earlier about housing in Toronto and thing. Let's be honest, man. Like, yeah, getting a 100K job is the goal, obviously, but at the same time, it's like 100K doesn't do too much in Toronto anymore.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
I think I saw the statistic that said to afford a home specifically in Toronto, you need to have a combined household income of $250,000. I could be mistaken, so if I'm mistaken, I apologize for that. But that is what I believe I read somewhere. It doesn't surprise me though, to be honest. It doesn't surprise me.
I think that's how a lot of people started going into like, you know, cash jobs and stuff too, because just to afford stuff. I don't know.
I'll see you guys in Nova Scotia, I guess.
Nova Scotia.
Even Nova Scotia's
None of it.
expensive.
We're going to None of it.
I'm not going to Nunavut. I'm not going.
Yo, the houses are free.
Oh,
you build an igloo.
I'm not going
Houses are
anywhere
free.
cold. I'm not even built
We'll
for
go
this
hunting.
weather.
We'll go
No,
hunting, guys.
there's
We'll hunt
racist.
seals.
I swear there's actual cities in Nunavut.
There are actual cities, but you can't afford the food there. A box of
That's
cereal's
true.
$20.
Yeah, I saw like a six pack. I was gonna say a six pack of like Coke is like like 20 bucks.
Fuck
20.
that.
And they only get fruit certain times of the year,
Yeah, because to haul up there on those
Yeah.
islands, you can't get trucks
and it's never
up
fresh.
there. Yeah.
See y'all in Alberta?
Alberta's getting expensive
Alberta
too.
is-
Where am I? Okay, where am I
BC.
going, guys?
BC.
I'm not going to BC.
Yo, actually, I remember, I think I saw this. It was like an Instagram thing that I don't know, like Quebec. I don't know which city. Maybe is actually one of the most livable cities. I know for a fact, at least given like in terms of car insurance, it's government regulated. So like I knew a guy who was like 21 and paying like $99 a month compared to when I am now 25 and still paying over $200 a month. And been driving for like 7 years, 8 years almost.
You're only paying $200 a month for insurance.
Two something. I've been
Yeah.
my own
But it's
car
also
for
where
7
you
years.
live.
That's
You
good.
live in a part of the GTA that is known for having very high car insurance for your gender.
No, but 200 is pretty good.
Well,
With
when
Well,
I
that-
first
yeah.
started, it was like $750 a month.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That sounds about right.
Fucking crazy.
200 is freaking amazing. Oh, and you're also 20. Oh, you're turning 25 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to
Happy
Shane, by the
birthday,
way.
Shane.
Thank you. Any ladies?
Welcome
would
to the
like-
club.
Any ladies out there would like to treat me to a birthday dinner?
Birthday dinner? Yeah.
Very fucking lonely, alright?
Fuck that. Welcome to your quarter life crisis, bitch.
I know.
Just ignore all the party festivities tomorrow and just go on dinner with that girl.
Yeah, facts.
I'm sad. I'm lonely. I need love in my life.
Yeah, chill.
Someone help me out.
No. We already had an episode about that. That was the first episode.
Yeah, we already had an episode about loneliness.
Did we?
That's how we started.
Oh, sorry.
That's how we started.
Whoops. I guess I was late to the party.
Started
Being
off.
single is one of the greatest gifts.
Oh,
though.
dude, trust me.
Amen. Amen.
100%.
Love
I'm
is-
single and I love it.
Love is so
Dude,
heartbreaking.
I get lonely though. I like to do things. I'm known to do things.
You want to know the reason why I love being single right now? I am impatient as fuck with people, and I feel bad to subject anybody to my impatience right now.
Oh, you gotta work on that.
Later. We'll get to that later.
Daniel's perfect just the way he is.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you. But yeah, going on to like actually to speak on that topic, like what for your ideal type, what's something they have to be accommodating of you about?
Oh,
They have to accommodate that I am going to be playing volleyball for fucking at least 3 times a week, minimum. Right now I play 7 days a week.
Yeah.
oh wow.
Without the break. Now it's a holiday, so I don't play at all. Okay, not 7 days, 6 days. Sundays are for church, even though I'm joking.
Monday for you is
Sundays are
when you
for
don't
rest.
play really.
Yeah, Mondays I'm still in a volleyball setting though, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, fair enough.
as in like she has to be okay with me going out for sports and realizing that it might be co-ed volleyball, there might be some girls there.
Okay, I don't think that's gonna. I really don't think with you that's not gonna matter.
Some girls
What?
are fucking.
You
mad.
specifically you, I don't think there's like if you're are you hinting more about jealousy?
Jealousy, yeah.
I don't think that's gonna be a big thing. That might be subjective to me talking about you,
Yeah.
but
Do you
Saying
think
he's not attractive?
I'm not
That's
saying
crazy.
that. I'm
That's
saying
crazy.
that if they really,
Yo,
if
we're ending the podcast right now. This is
You're getting a new host.
I'm really saying though, if they really get to know you, like there's nothing really to be jealous
No,
about
yeah.
with you.
Because I'm super loyal.
Yeah.
And I only date to marry, so.
Yeah,
That's good. That's
that's a
really
good take,
Okay, go.
Lizzie.
Oh.
That
I just, I don't know. Like, I am going through a thing at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that I'm a lot to handle in a lot of areas. And one of there's so many, but like, there's so many areas. I would say the biggest one is I'm hard to trust. Like, I'm a very, 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 very private person. I don't use socials, and I don't like reporting to people. I don't like telling somebody where I'm going, and I don't like I'm just so private, and I think that's just like a holdover from having a childhood where I didn't feel like my boundaries were respected. So I'm somebody where you have to have a lot of blind trust in me, and because I'm not going to report to you without feeling uncomfortable about it, and I'm very private, so you do have to trust me and trust that I'm not going to cheat on you.
Mhm.
Trust that I'm not going to jeopardize the integrity of our relationship. And that's very, very, very hard for a significant other to handle, and it's something I've run into in the past. So that's a big thing, is somebody has to be able to blindly trust me, and that is not fair to ask of anybody. So I think that's the biggest thing for me.
Damn, that's
I don't know how to reply to that.
I don't. That's
so.
really honest though. Like that's really.
Yeah, man, it took her 1.5 hours to be that honest.
So Liz has been capping this whole. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. What about you, Shane? Thank you, by the way, Liz.
Yeah, thank you.
The
Sorry,
biggest
you need to
thing.
cry, I have tissues.
The biggest thing I find a partner needs to understand about me is it's a big problem I've had is personal space. And maybe it's a thing like growing up as an only child. I think that's a big part of it, is that I'm just used to being by myself and functioning by myself and being self-sufficient. So other than like my mother, to be honest with you, like I don't like this idea of constantly on a constant basis to tell somebody my weekly plans, my monthly plans, my daily plans, my hourly plans, because sometimes I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing in a day. I might have a schedule set, but do I follow it? No. I just know what I have to get done. It's like I don't like to have to be telling people, hey, hey, I'm at the gym. Hey, now I'm going to Walmart. Hey, now I'm going to the dollar store. Hey, now I'm stopping at the pet store. Hey, now I'm home. Hey, I'm gonna go shower. Like, you know, I will message you and let you know those things at the end of the day. Like, you know, if we call at the end of the night, be like, hey, this is what I did today. Also, a big understanding is never come between me and the gym. And no, I have a proper reasoning for that. It's not like a male bravado kind of thing. It's like I take pride in the way that I look, partially because of like long-standing insecurities about myself. I thought that if I look my best and I take care of myself the best, I'll be more attractive. Other people will find me attractive. So, and you know, I've had people tell me like one thing like they admire about me or find attractive about me is my body. And I feel like I owe that to my partner. If you found something, if not saying the main reason you fell in love with me, obviously, but if one of the things you loved about me was my level of fitness and athleticism and my body, I feel like I owe you that for the rest of your life to maintain the person that you fell in love with.
Yeah.
If I'm a humorous person, you fell in love with my humor, I can't all of a sudden become this dark, miserable fuck. I have to continue being the person that you fell in love with.
But everyone goes through phases. Phases,
yes, but not a lot. But if you fell in love with this about me, I find that I owe that to you to maintain. I that's just a personal thing. I feel like I have to be the best version of myself no matter how long we're together, no matter how old we are, to still remain attractive to you. You know that old cliche of like you gotta win your girl over every day kind of thing. Or your man, or whatever.
To add on to that too, because I feel like that's a good point, because whether it's a natural type of starting of dating or online dating, the best version of your significant other you want to see of yourself is that, right? You want them to see the best version of you all the time.
The best version, and the things you like about me.
Yeah.
The reason you fell in love with me is what I want to continue having you fall in love with me every day, again, over and over, because of those reasons. Right. Not literally every day, but that, like, in the personal space, and then just like everybody's different. Like, everybody is different. There's certain things I like and certain things I don't like. I know that I can't have my way with everything, but I hope that I can have that conversation with you about, and you can have at me right back. You can tell me anything with no, like, total amnesty for total honesty.
Yeah.
You can tell me whatever the fuck it is you don't like that I do, and I will be honest about what I can do about it. If I say, hey, look, I don't think I can meet this standard for you, I will tell you, but I'll be like, I'll at least try.
Yeah.
I'll at least try if I care enough. And I like the same about other, like, and the only other ask that I've ever had of, like, partners, it's funny, it's actually the complete opposite of what Liz was talking about. Not that I need to be up your ass, like, I don't need to be talking on the phone with you, text every single second, but I do appreciate just the, hey, I'm going out with my friends, we're going, our plan, hey, like, we're going here, I should be home around this time, I will call you, text you, let you know when I'm home.
Yeah, that's fair.
I won't bother you while you're out, I won't care to bother you while you're out, but if something changes along that line, like, hey, you told me, hey, I should be home around like 9, and it's 12 and I haven't heard, and you know, you like, hey, has something changed, we're going out, we might be out till 12, let me know. Yeah. That's all I ask. You don't have to, like explain your life. Where you're like, hey, change your plans. We're now headed to a bar downtown. I'll probably be home around 12. Your choice if you want to wait up for me, but like just simple communication, because there is a part of me, like I don't know if it's like a male thing, like I like to feel like a protector. I like to feel like, hey, I know where my girl is. I want to know that she's safe, especially if I'm not there, because I know that I'm not there to protect her. So I want to make sure that I know she's safe and I know where she is. Should something happen, I can get there. Like I can know where to go look for her, where to find her. Especially because, again, I'm not there.
Right.
So I can't be there to help her, because if I'm there, I'm not worried, because I will fucking kill somebody if they ever try to hurt somebody that I love. Like, I'll die for them, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a word. Maybe you can call it like a parenting thing, maybe. Some people might see it as, oh, you're being a parent, but I don't consider that a bad quality. Being a good parent is not a bad quality, in my opinion. Caring about somebody's safety and well-being. That just shows that you care. Again, there is a fine line of when you are pushing it too far, yes. But me personally, I don't think it's that big of an ask to know of where you are and who you might be with. Like, like very simple. Like, that's just me. But and the biggest thing, I will always reciprocate what I ask. I'm not hypocritical. If that's what I ask from you, I will give you the same in return. So I think, like, when you talk about like needs and it's that so like I'm thinking equilibrium, but I know that's not the correct word, but just that, like, you give respect, you get respect. We're both on the same page. It's not like one-sided about like who does what and who doesn't do
right.
what.
That's a good. Yeah.
Yeah, the vibes just changed.
Yeah, it got. I feel like when you get the.
Well, that one was a little personal for me. That one was a bit.
With this, it's your ideal partner. It's your ideal partner. It has to be personal, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like this question is like, it gets you to self-reflect on how you are. So how.
What are you making somebody else put up with?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The ideal person has to put up with you, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Also, what Shane said about the only child thing and just the distance thing. It's like my past relationship. She didn't understand where. Oh my god! If she watches the podcast, she's gonna kill me. But she didn't understand that you need some days just alone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you need recovery. And here's the thing.
And then
be
after that, they
upfront
start
about it.
Yeah,
be upfront about
I'm
it,
trying to be upfront, but then they're just like,
hey, look, I need a couple days to. If someone says that to me, cool.
Exactly.
Let me know when you're ready.
That's what it is. It's not that I'm dissociated. Like, it's not that I don't like her. Or it's like I'm thinking of another girl. Nothing. It's just like, yo, I need to build some Lego, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's legit. Like
trying to lure some children into my basement.
Exactly, facts.
No,
but even like all of yesterday and stuff, we don't celebrate Christmas, and my parents are not here, so yeah, I was just building Lego all day, and it was just peaceful. I wasn't even on my phone all day. I think Daniel texted me and stuff. Like, I didn't reply. I was just building Lego, and
I got our bombed.
Yeah,
it's okay.
I just
treat you like a shorty.
You need those days. You need those days, especially if you live a lifestyle that.
For you, you're constantly doing things and being social.
For me,
right?
it's like I'm always like,
Yeah.
there's so many, and I also have a lot of different friend groups and everything, and just keeping in touch. Like, sometimes it gets overwhelming, and then if you have a girlfriend too, that's it. Like,
that's it.
It's like you need the breaks. So yeah, there's like nothing left. All my hands and legs and everything's being used. So that's how I felt like some days. But she didn't understand that, and she's like, "Why do you need this?" I'm like, "Yo, like," but it's hard to explain.
Yeah, fair.
But it might do.
On the flip side, though, I am somebody who. Sorry to hijack this.
Go ahead.
But I am somebody who I love doing things on my own. I love just going to Hyde Park and sitting on the choo-choo train by myself. And I love just like exploring things by myself.
That is so cool.
Whether I'm in a relationship with somebody or not.
That's a confident person.
I love being on my own. There's nothing I love more than just taking a day and exploring something by myself.
I feel you on that.
And on the flip side of that, like, I know that's a lot to ask of in a relationship, to give me time to just go no contact and let me do my thing. I've been on the flip side though, and fairly recently, where someone said that they need a couple of days to catch up on things because life is busy and chores fall to the wayside and they need time to catch up on things. And even though I was very understanding and very supportive, and I get it because I do the same thing all the time, it's also like, oh, but what is it about me that you don't want to deal with today? You know?
That's exactly what it is. But at the same time, it's like, for me in particular, it's just like, it's what Shane said before. It's like the constant, like, telling her where I am kind of thing, this. Or like, you know, sometimes she'll miss me. She'll text me and say like, hey, you know, I miss you, whatever. But then I'm building Lego, you know what I'm saying?
I don't miss you right now.
I'll miss you in a couple hours.
I'm a different kind of brings up right now. Like.
I have a responsibility to make Lego.
But even that is a beautiful thing that your partner was comfortable to tell you, I miss you, even though you might not miss them in the moment. It was still a brave thing of them to say, look, this is how I'm feeling. Let me tell my significant other.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they might not reciprocate. It's important. That's big dick energy.
Oh yeah.
What about you?
What about me? What? No, I'm kidding. I got like, I think the two biggest things for me is, well, I said impatience earlier, but that kind of stems from something. So I feel like when it comes to a lot of things, like whether not necessarily street skills, but like logical things, right? I feel like I can logic things pretty quickly or pick things up pretty quickly and learn pretty quick for a lot of things, or just have an easy understanding of things. And my mom's also pointed this out to me. Not everybody picks up things quickly. Mm-hmm. But that's where my impatience stems from. Because for me, it's like I have a tough time understanding why some things to me that seem so easy aren't to some other people, which is really unfair. But lately, it's kind of been like that for me at work sometimes as well. It's like, oh, like this isn't that hard. Like, why do I have to feel like I'm repeating myself? I hate, that's one of my biggest pet peeves, is having to repeat myself multiple times or re-explain things to somebody, because to me these things feel so simple that it shouldn't have to be said this many times, or be or be relearned this many times. And that's something that I have to work on myself, but I feel like at a stage in my life I am young and impatient. So, but that is something a partner will have to be accommodating of, is that, well, not accommodating, but understanding as I kind of work on that I'm going to be impatient because I pick up things quickly, and I want, like, it's not that I don't want to understand, it's that, like, it's something hard for me to do, sometimes understand that people don't get things right away.
We all want someone patient.
Yeah.
It's so fucking hard to find. No one's patient, but everyone wants someone patient.
Yeah. But I feel like the patience is in levels for what people are looking for. For me, I think I need somebody with really high patience, because I'm very, like, when I get impatient, I'm like snappy. I'm a little irritable. Liz, you've seen me pissed off when I got, like, that one time I got stuck in the staircase. I got stuck. So I went to visit a few friends. I got stuck in the staircase, and I'm like,
I've never seen you pissed like that.
Yeah, and I got stuck in the staircase, and I'm like, you guys know where I am. Just help, like, because it was like I'd come after work, and I was just really, like, by the time they got me, I was like I was just heated. I think I was a little red when you saw me.
You were pissed, but you were pissed because when we got there, and I understand the situation. We were visiting a friend whose apartment was basically Fort Knox. Like,
up there.
You could not. They were on a very high floor, but like you could not enter the stairwell without a key, and you could not exit the stairwell without a key. So as a visitor, you need to be escorted by a person, otherwise there's no movement for you. You can't even use the elevator without a key. You can't get in, you can't do anything without a key.
High-end shit.
Condos these days are common like that now.
So we knew that Daniel was stuck in this stairwell. We knew where he was.
You guys left him there.
We didn't leave him. We were making our way to him, but the problem was that we had all met up on our way to Daniel. So we were taking our time, we were catching up, and we were laughing, so that by the time we got to the stairwell, he'd been in there for over 15 minutes.
25 minutes.
I was going to say 15 is not that bad. Okay, 25, yeah.
He'd been in there for 25 minutes because we were moseying our way over.
So when you were in the stairwell, there's no one else that walked through?
No.
There's also
we're like on the 30, we're on the like 20-something floor. That staircase had barely, I had to go between 2 flights of stairs trying to find where I could get 2 bars versus 1 bar.
That's a really frustrating situation to be in.
It's a safety issue.
Yeah.
And it's a safety issue, and he's stuck in there, and like when we opened the door to him, we were laughing our asses off, and we're chit-chatting, and it was so, if I was stuck in there for 25 minutes, I would be very fucking annoyed when my friends show up laughing their asses off 25 fucking minutes later.
Yeah.
Like, I was here. So I get why you were upset in that moment. I don't think it would have been unreasonable for you to be pissed off in that scenario.
But I think then I guess to say a better example than of me being like really getting pissed off or impatient is in work. I feel like, what's it called? I not necessarily started a new job, but I started a new location recently, and a lot of people have been new. So in the beginning, it took a lot of patience for me to kind of understand that people weren't going to get things down versus my experience. Like my experience has helped me build up learning things quick, and people not new to this might not feel the same way, might not be the same way. So that's been, even till now, it's still really hard for me to accommodate that. I have to exercise a lot of patience and vent things out when I'm off work. But I think for a significant other, that's something I need to I need to find somebody who's quick-witted as well, or quick to understand things, or just somebody who's very patient and understanding that I can get irritable when that I have to re-explain things or reteach things and stuff like that. I got to work on that. I think that's my biggest thing for sure.
I think we should all work on. I mean, that's also a function of being in your 20s. You're impatient, and that's something we all need to work on.
Yeah.
What's your name again?
Your dad.
Wait, what's your name again?
Your dad.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you.
Your fucking dad.
Sorry, say that one more time.
I'm gonna slap you upside that.
What about you?
What about me? What? Wait, what? Sorry, I zoomed out.
What is something about you that your partner has to be accepting? And
I think we went.
We
started with Nihaal.
We started.
Yeah,
we did.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
See, that's all.
It's okay. We aired out a lot of like dirty laundry and self-reflected a lot on that one.
No, I think a lot of people. I mean, 2 people here poured their soul out today, so
yeah,
I like it.
I think I think this is the last question as we kind of come to a close.
Yeah, it's almost 2 hours.
Yeah, I love it
a
though.
lot of editing.
Yeah, it's okay. This is probably one I'm gonna edit for like later on in January to upload.
Yeah.
My question is, what do you think are for an ideal partner? External factors, not about your partner, that are you're gonna have to deal with. For example, like we talked about this before, religion's something that you're gonna have to deal with. Cultural differences. What do you think specific to you are some things that would help you that would be of your ideal partner in that sense? External factors in general, I mean.
We covered this in episode 2 pretty much.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of knows. Brief gist. I'm at a point in my life where my next partner is probably going to be the girl that I'm going to marry. Hopefully. No pressure on her, but that is the goal. So, religion and culture. I am going to go the traditional path and
somebody who's just the same.
Religion and culture as me, yeah. That's basis, just so all family, less drama. Not drama, but less like clashes and all that, and just a simpler way, because I feel like if it was any other route, I'm too pussy. That's straight up what it is. I'm just I can't bear to see the pain that goes through with my parents and extended family and etc. I can be since we're first gen Canadians, I can be the person to change that, but I don't think I'll leave that to my brother. So
just pave the way.
I'll pave the way for my kids. Definitely, I think it's gonna be a different story. I mean, depending on
you got to be the one to fulfill your parents' wishes, so your brother doesn't have
exactly. That's exactly what my dad told me too, and I kind of hated that. But, it's kind of true, because to them too, like they worked hard, got here, and then they're still connected to their parents and stuff. But I think, as sad as it is to say, I'm going to be the first one, or first generations, not to be as close to back home, right? So I'll be the first of many future generations, if humans exist in 50 years, which maybe not because of global warming, climate crisis.
I don't think 50 years isn't that long. We're already 25. We're halfway there.
True.
Think we're going to be alive till 80? Hopefully, right?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good luck, Willie.
I think by 2040, everything's going to be gone.
That's crazy. I don't.
You mean I can't jack off anymore?
Should have done that in the staircase.
Need 25 whole minutes.
Okay, Liz.
External factors. That's a good question. I feel like culture has never been a big thing to me. I've dated just about everything under the sun, because I love learning about new cultures. I love delving into other people's cultures. I find it way more interesting to be invested in a culture that's not mine, because I already know mine. And also, it's like what you're saying, you're going to be the first generation that's not as connected to back home. And even though I spent many a summer where my parents are from, and I still have that connection, I don't expect my kids to. And I also am Canadian before I'm anything else, because I was born and raised here. This is where my roots are. Religion, I feel like I also am not... I wouldn't date somebody who, or I would want to end up with somebody who is specific to one religion, because that's not how I am. I'm, as everyone says now, I'm spiritual, so I'd rather have somebody who's either spiritual or not religious at all. External factors, though. What's another example of
like any parental input?
Parental input. I like somebody who is close to their family. I feel like my family's very fractured and very not as connected as many other families are. So I'd like somebody who is family oriented. At the end of the day, the thing that matters the most to me is somebody with the same values as me, somebody who puts family first, and somebody who prizes their independence and their goals and working towards those goals. And that sounds very general, but that's what I'm into.
I will say that, just to interject, for somebody who, like how you say, like you don't feel like your family is as connected, you are very well connected with your parents.
Yeah, I am.
You are.
I am. I'm very close to my parents. I am. I'm very close to a lot of people in my family, but it's, again, like this, like holidays for me are very difficult because my family is very fractured. So I saw this TikTok the other day where it was like back cracking, like the sound of like back cracking is the sound that they used, and the caption was me getting ready to have 5 Christmases because my family can't Christmas, or my family can't family. Literally me getting ready. So like, yeah, I'd like somebody who's family oriented, because I want to be able to forge our own traditions going forward and put family first going forward.
Right.
But in terms of external factors, I don't really think I have any hard lines beyond religion. Just don't be too religious. That's fine.
Fair enough. What about you, buddy?
Going on to was it external factors like impacting relationships? I'm assuming this is the same for a lot of cultures, but I can't really speak on those. But I've noticed, not that I am Southeast Asian, but I'm Guyanese, but in the Indian, in the Indo-Caribbean community,
That's it.
Because there are so many of us and there's so many differences between us, sometimes the differences become a problem, whether it be something simple as caste system or different
Shadeism.
Yeah,
Huge.
yeah. Like the light-skinned people are seen as prettier or better looking, and those kind of things. Like religion, there's very vastly different religions across Indo-Caribbean. There are Muslims, there are Catholics, there are Hindus, there are
Everything.
yeah, like anything you can think of, right? Buddhists, Jainists, a lot. There's even Sikhs, Punjabis, a lot of different things, right? And I find those things can pose a problem when it comes to dating, especially speaking specifically in the brown community, because you might not necessarily know what somebody is off the bat just by looking at them. You have to find this information out.
Yep.
And by that time, what if you already like them? And what are you supposed to do about it? And, like for me personally, I'm being honest, I do prefer Indo-Caribbean type girls, like Guyanese, Trini, Indian of any kind, right? Like any sort of Southeast Asian, like Pakistani, like brown, right? And that's just a fact. Not saying that other girls aren't beautiful. I've dated, everybody's beautiful, but just my preference. Also based on the demographic where I live and all of that. But do I prefer Hindu Catholic? Yes, because I'm more just because having a pre-hand knowledge of that those things cause problems. I like to find a commonality to avoid problems and to have better understanding. However, I think that it's like the worst idea, because growing up in a society that's supposed to be multicultural, I feel like we should be open to anybody and everybody. Personally, I am. I have a preference, yes, but I'm open.
I think that wouldn't necessarily be accepted within your, like, the parents.
Yeah, like it would just be a bit odd, right?
Yeah.
Oh, like, I'm perfectly fine with that as long as I love that person. But I find when we talk about like social issues, like cultural issues, like whether ethnicity, cultural, religious, I find the biggest problem with that stuff is that it comes from parents. And not so much the younger generation, the born generation. It's the parents that force that shit upon us.
Yeah.
And, sometimes we feel a certain obligation to our parents, right? To want to please our parents, right? And sometimes we're stuck in that dilemma of...
That respect your elders.
Yeah. And like, are we trying to do what's best for us, or are we trying to do what's best for our parents? Because, you have to... You are the one that has to live with that person and procreate with that person, not your parents. Yes, they say you marry the family and blah, blah, blah. Like, I understand that, but... I find if people were to let go of certain biases, because I've been told, like, if I can, like, I don't have to name names when saying this, but if I can tell a story, I've dated a few Punjabi girls, like Sikh Punjabi, and their families are not happy to hear that I was one, not Indian, but Guyanese, and different religion.
Not the right type of brown.
Yeah, no, literally, and
you know, I heard this recently from a friend. It's like it's almost better to date a white girl than a brown girl from a different religion. You know what I'm saying? Because like your parents are just like so about it, but then if it's a white girl, it's just a white girl.
Yeah, they know like
They just
fall in one category.
It's just one
right?
category. Whereas this, it's like so it's weird. It just reminded me of that.
Yeah, like some of the things that I heard when her family found out about that, like oh he's black, like that was the thing. They just like, oh my god, you're dating a black guy.
That's the worst thing you can do. Yeah.
Right? Like in their culture, they're like, oh my god, and then I found like, so what? Okay, I'm not black, but if I was, so what? Like I find that
actually lost what I thought would be a good relationship because of that.
Yeah.
Because I knew that it would never be able to lead anywhere.
Yeah,
Because of their skin color.
because of things like that, and it's like, would you rather your son or daughter be with somebody of your same culture and same caste and same religion, but someone who beats the shit out of them, or would you rather them be with someone who is not something you're used to, but they treat them well and take care of them? And this is also again to be scientific about genetic mixing for the production of stronger offspring, but that's a whole different thing. But because I do prefer, like, if I have my choice, and kind of what you're saying, I would love me a little light skinned Guyanese or Trini girl or Indian girl. Like, yeah, I love. When I say lesbian, I mean just because, like, not
that's
because I hate. No, it's not that I mean, people know it, but I mean,
you're at the end of the day, you're into it.
I've dated light and dark. Let's just put it that way. And more just because I have a thing for eyes, and it is a weird thing that lighter skinned people tend to have lighter colored eyes, but that's not the reason I go for that. But it's weird. As I'm saying this, I do prefer girls of my own culture just because I find things are easier to understand. You could have those little inside joke moments about something, or even just them getting along with your parents, right? Like a lot of things that can be talked about. The language would be the same, understanding would be the same, food would be the same, things that you can understand. Like,
I don't want
there is a
to
sort
be
of
the same. Like,
but I find a certain comfort. No, but see, here's the thing. I find variety, yes, but what if that person you're with doesn't represent that variety of their culture? I find I would rather be with like a Guyanese or Trini girl, and then we go out and try Moroccan food, we go out and try Egyptian food, Tamil food, Australian food. Yeah, because just because somebody is from a different culture, what if they literally just eat chicken, broccoli, and rice? Kind of thing, right? That's not what I eat.
Sorry, you eat seasoned chicken, broccoli, and rice.
Chicken
Cutting
and rice.
Season.
Chicken and rice.
It's after Christmas. We're back to broccoli.
And so I find that can be, and economical things too. Like even sometimes things that are even unrelated to the said person. Like, oh, she comes from a bad family, or he or she comes from a bad, or her brother is a whatever. Like, and that can affect. It's like, but what does that have to do with the person? I understand the concern, but I think people should be a little more open and understanding on both ends. Parents should be a little open and understanding, and so should their kids, about their parents' concerns for them. Because at the end of the day, no matter what, your parents want what's best for you. They may not express it the best way, but what's best for you is not always what's the same. Like
right.
Similarity doesn't always mean that it's best. If that makes sense. So yes, of course I do have a preference, but you can't help who you fall in love with.
That's true.
If that happens to be whoever it is, it's whoever it is. It could be, if it's a fresh off the boat girl from China, then it is what it is, right? Like
that's the most exotic thing you can think of in the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, like that's just because to be honest, maybe you guys might have to cut this part out. Asian girls aren't like my thing.
Okay.
To be honest, like
I have a preference.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't find them attractive. They're just not my. Even though I lost my virginity to one who was fucking sexy, but Daniel knows that. But it's.
Why did he have to put me along with it?
Daniel knows who she is. No, but like it's funny, as I've grown older, I've more tend to lean towards brown culture, but it's not that I'm not open to it. It's just, again, like I said, the demographic of where I live and just a comfort level, I think. A comfort level of understanding.
Yeah.
I like everybody.
It's a
like,
comfort level. Yeah.
Everybody at the end of the day, relationships and marriage are supposed to be comfortable. So if you feel comfortable with a certain subsect of people, I feel like that's what you'll tend to gravitate towards. And I find that because of the vastness in the brown community, they're beautiful. Like you have dark skin, light skin, in between you have light hair, dark hair, all kinds. So you can find a variety within that subsect, and even just richness of culture and foods. And so, yeah, brown girls are brown girls. You heard it from me.
You heard it here first, folks.
Facts. Brown girls are the best girls. You go for you.
Oh, external factors.
Yeah.
Right. That's the thing.
You're the last person. No more. By the way, this is our longest podcast ever. If you guys are still listening to this, you guys are a real one.
Yo, real as fuck.
I have a feeling people are just gonna stop after like.
No, but it depends. I mean, we could hit some people in the heart.
Maybe like in the first couple minutes we have to put sorry guys, there was a nip slip somewhere in this video. Just continue on. They don't wait. We don't have to say it's from Liz. It can be from me.
Yeah,
we don't have to say whose nip slip it is.
So down. So give the nip slip right now.
I thought we said it was denied.
We're definitely cutting this out. This is
it's gonna get super demonetized.
It's not even that. It's just so fucking stupid. Like
that wasn't even a slip. That was just a full-on exposure.
That's our cover. That's our thumbnail.
Oh my god.
Okay, go.
Okay, so external factor for me. Honestly, I've kind of managed to let my mom chill on religion. I feel like at the end of the day, religion-wise, at least for me, Christian's like the bare minimum. I think I could probably still talk her out of that because I've dated somebody who was like atheist and Buddhist before, and she was like a bit apprehensive, but like at the end of the day, she kind of relented. But maybe also because she knew I wasn't gonna be my end game, because my mom somehow fucking knows. My mom just somehow fucking
Religion
knows.
can fuck things up, man.
It can.
It has a lot of problems.
Here's the thing, though. I feel like for me, we're so disconnected. Like, there's not a lot of my family here, so like reputation or not necessarily reputation, but like. Even if word gets around, it's fucking whatever, right? So I don't think that's too big of a deal. I think more to have me like give a less hard time, and for if I'm to think about how I would want to raise my kids to believe in something or introduce them into believing in something, somebody with a similar religion to me would be easier or a lot more helpful in that.
For sure.
I would just believe though in just being a good person, teaching your kids to be a good person regardless.
Yeah, for sure. But
religion, because you could be super religious, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I find the most religious people are usually the worst fucking people on this planet.
I think at the end of the day, though, for what I would want my kids, I want their good person to believe to stem from something, not necessarily like a reward system of like, oh, you're good and you'll get this, but this is why we're good people. This is what we believe in, and that'll just make it kind of easier for them to understand. Because I'm not necessarily the most religious person myself, but at the end of the day, I still do have my beliefs.
Yes, we know you're not very religious.
I mean, in all fairness, all these religions, they all are roadmaps towards morality.
Yeah,
and that's useful to have.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I want my kids to have.
That morality was determined thousands of years ago,
and that's
not necessarily applied to today's.
But yeah,
I mean, not everything about morality, but
it's not like I'm fucking reading the Old Testament and telling my kids to do that, right?
Yeah.
And if you are, that is okay.
Yeah. I
don't want them to like talk to a burning bush.
Yeah.
Thinking that somebody's talking to them from that.
Well.
Yeah, for example,
cool.
in
that would be pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
In Islam, they say that you gotta be nice to your neighbors, right? That's something simple, but a lot of people are not doing that, right? But my Muslim neighbors and stuff, ever since, it's just me and my brother at my house, my Muslim neighbors always give me, food and stuff like that. It's because it's part of their religion,
right?
To treat their
to treat the neighbors right. So, yeah. Amazing. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you guys so much for coming.
Shane was here for another episode earlier today too. So a lot of coming. But not on the stairwell though.
Not on the stairwell. We keep the stairwell clean.
Yeah. No, this is super fun. Kind of inspired me at least to bring more friends. It's pretty cool. Like this how open these guys are.
Exactly.
It's because of me and her. It's not because of all your other friends. Okay, we're special.
I know exactly.
You're special in a different way.
What happens when Guyanese people come on your podcast?
That's true. I'll just bring my other Guyanese friends.
Fuck them.
It's just the Guyanese.
Guyanese podcast plus
Daniel the minority.
Oh my god! When I hosted my party last Saturday, Daniel felt like a minority. I
know. I was looking at the pictures. I'm like, bro, you're surrounded by brown people.
Everyone was brown. everyone.
Everyone.
And it wasn't even like one type of brown. It was like a mixture of like different
That
types
keeps
of brown.
happening
But
to
it's
you,
like,
eh?
It
You
does.
keep being the only like.
I'm the token Asian guy amongst brown people, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my goodness.
There's Southeast Asian and then there's the other style of
Yeah.
Asian.
Times are changing.
You know that TikTok where it's like and Mark. Like,
That's literally it.
And Jeff.
yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I can't
that's
speak for you, but
No, I was definitely happy to be here. I'm, happy to shoot my fucking mouth off. And,
yeah, don't we
think-
all just want to hear ourselves talk?
yeah.
To
Yeah.
To an
It's also,
extent,
it's also like a free therapy session.
In a way, you get to air out a lot of.
You guys are gonna sleep so nice today. I promise you. It's like when you let it out, you just sleep nice. I sleep so nice after podcast
Really?
episodes.
Really?
Yeah. So
But that's what I love about. I feel very grateful and very blessed to have friends that I can be open with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think everybody has that. And
Yeah.
I think mental health. Everyone says this, but mental health is so underrated, and being able to have friends that you can have honest conversations with is so freeing.
Especially when you can provide it with, they can provide you with like feedback that doesn't feel like you're being judged too.
Yes. Oh God, yeah.
yeah. Thanks for watching. Even if you guys don't watch, honestly, man, even if we look at this in 5 years, we're gonna change so much. Since
Well, it'll
the
still
views-
be up
the
there
views
for us to
and
look
everything.
back
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I love it. So we're gonna look at it.
There's a
Hopefully we're still friends by then.
yeah.
And,
Hopefully Nihaal and I don't have a falling out.
We probably will. I'm feeling it. Probably January, end of January.
End of January.
End of January. So
You're not falling out. I mean, you're gonna fall off something.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be because of me.
yeah, facts. You're gonna push me down.
Yeah.
Evidence, FBI. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Honestly, I think to leave off on this, we would like for any comments, share what you guys are looking for in an ideal partner. Tell us what you look for. Discuss all the factors we've discussed on the podcast. Tell us things about things that they'd have. I think one interesting thing is how our listeners will think about what their ideal partner would have to deal with them. I want to hear that especially.
That was a rough question.
Yeah. I also
Yeah.
want to hear if you guys are actually serious about buying pictures of her feet.
Yo, Liz feet.
I'm being pimped out. You know what? They're really
No, yeah,
beautiful.
Okay.
That's paid content.
That's paid. Again, thank you guys. Be sure to check us out on Spotify and YouTube. Be sure to give us a like, comment, and a subscribe. Share it to your friends. We would love to hear everybody's input on this.
Yeah.
And if you have a topic you want us to talk about,
Yeah, feel free
Shoot
to
it.
let us know in the comments. And
hopefully we can have these guys on again at some point.
That's
yeah,
it.
leave a thumbs up if you like what you saw. Press the
Um,
down button twice, the dislike button twice if you didn't like it.
that's a good one.
Peace.
Later, guys. Thank you.